What can I do for you?
If there's one thing this last week has taught me, it's better to have a gun and not need it than to need a gun and not have it. Welcome to Alnham Island. My name's Ken Clark, and joining me today we have Adam Wood.
Hello.
Graham Robson.
Hello.
And Sean Corrigan.
Hey.
Our opening quote was from 1993 classic True Romance, written by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Tony Scott. Sean got off to a flying start as he picked up one of an available 5 points up for grabs in our last episode's Movie Lane. Well done, Sean. Round of applause for Sean, everybody.
Well done. Only wanted 1 point anyway.
Woo! Have you got a breathtaking Movie Lane for us today?
I think so, yes, Ken. I think you're going to. I think we're all going to enjoy it.
We're all very excited. Woody looks really excited over there, don't you?
He does. Look at him.
Yep.
Thrilled out of his boots.
Hungover to fuck.
Yeah, struggling.
Yeah. To be honest, I think this is my second beer, and it's not working. The drugs don't work. You just make it worse.
You look like you're chewing on cement.
I'm just saying before as well that I've never done this podcast hungover, because I'm usually drunk.
You're not usually lost for words, but you seem it.
No, I'll be all right. Yeah.
So this is our 7th episode, so out of 6 full episodes,
yeah,
Woody has not been
sober.
No, definitely not. The first one, definitely not.
No, definitely not. So this is actually, I didn't want to say it, but this is an intervention.
Say
We're actually here for a reason today.
You're gonna rock up for it.
It's an intervention.
It's not working. I'm sat here with a beer. Yeah, I mean, I
just gonna get all his family members in now and go, right.
We think you have a problem.
It's not a podcast anymore.
This is a safe place.
Is there anything you want to say to Daddy?
In my defence, I was in this pub last night, and one of the guys I was with, he said, there's something about the beer in this place, if they don't clean the lines out or something, but he went, if you have 1 pint in here, he was like, you will be hungover tomorrow. So me, like a dickhead, had 8 pints.
I'm gonna test that.
Yeah,
test that theory to the max.
I'm gonna kick the tyres on this motherfucker. So yeah, I had about 8 pints in that pub, and then
he only said you had to have 1.
Yeah, well,
you could have tested the theory first, had one,
Yeah.
see if it gave you a hangover, work your way up.
No.
You went straight in for 8.
Why not?
Yeah. And then
So now we don't know if one does it.
Exactly.
So you're gonna have to go back.
Go hard, go home.
Yeah, fucking hell. No, and then we went to another pub after that, and I had a conversation with some guy. I didn't get his name. We had very similar shirts on, so that was the immediate.
Always a good.
That was the immediate icebreaker. I was like, "How are you?" I was like,
what shirt did you have on?
I was like, it was like a checky.
The checky number.
Checky number type, yeah,
Checky
purple and
cheeky
white.
check.
This sounds horrific when I say it like this, but I think it's like a navy blue base with like white and purple checkers, I think. And he had a very similar one on. So I didn't actually speak to anyone that I know well the entire time I was in this pub.
Were you wearing your top button done up?
Oh, every time, yeah.
Oh,
I've got a top button done up now.
lovely.
Yeah. And yeah, I had a good nigh on hour-long conversation with him about safely working on high voltage electrical systems.
Wow.
What a thriller.
I was loving it to be honest.
What a card.
He finished the conversation by tapping me on the cheek and saying the old school always wins. And
so he's an older chap.
Oh yeah, he was good,
right.
40 odd. He was a nice guy. Like I couldn't tell you his fucking name. I could tell you where he'd worked and all the rest of it. But yeah, and then
if you're listening,
honestly, the conversation was that intense. It was the point that it was my round, and I was giving my wallet to someone else to go to the bar for me because I was like, yeah,
I'm too involved in this.
It was a proper girthy debate. Like, challenge my opinion.
Sounded borderline romantic.
It was a nice guy. I'm not saying, like, I wouldn't say it was romantic, but yeah. And then I woke up this morning with a horrendous hangover.
Next to him.
I've had
Remember that conversation we had last night? It was beautiful, man.
He's just left.
We just bye.
Yeah,
I've tried all the fucking tricks to get rid of the hangover as well. I've had like 3 poos. I've had a Barocca. I've had a coffee, and nothing's working. But
Just makes you poo more.
Oh, I see. We don't listen to it.
sorry, yeah.
I'm joking.
Let us turn that off.
Good job, Sean Dyche. You're not here.
Oh God, yeah.
Have your fucking pants down.
Oh, Nathan Dixon's just messaged saying, "How's the podcast?" Who was that? Who was that?
Me.
Was that you?
No.
Was that you?
How's that me?
It's you again.
Oh, was it me again? I could have sworn.
How's the podcast going? Ruin it, mate. You've
Yeah,
ruined
you
it.
Fucking ruined it.
Is this debate still raging
You'll
on?
do anything to get a fucking mention, I tell you.
Speaking of romance, our opening question. So, imagine this. Your wife or your other half is going to take you on the perfect date night with an unlimited budget. What would the night look like?
Okay.
Shall I take the...
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So, now, I wrote my first answer, which was simple. Okay, my perfect date is just any date with my wife. Okay.
Yeah, fucking queer.
Just anything.
That's really,
However,
really beautiful.
would you gents like to hear what the world's most expensive date is?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is, the world's most expensive date. I'm sure there's more. This is the most expensive date you can purchase from a company who organise it for you in Britain.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
There's the T's and C's right there. So,
Few parameters.
Few
now.
parameters, right? Okay. So,
in Britain, in the north,
in Britain,
in the northeast of England.
McDonald's. So, it
Best
begins.
holiday you can buy on Westgate Road.
So it begins with a chauffeur-driven Bentley picks you up.
Is this genuine? By
This
the
is
way?
real, yeah. So it picks you and your missus up, right? Then you head
Or,
up.
or boyfriend.
Or boyfriend, yeah. We're diverse, yeah.
You've been racist enough over the past 7 episodes, so we're not bringing homophobia in. All right.
Your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your toaster, whatever you feel. I'm not assuming anyone's gender or sexuality.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
So you'll be picked up by a chauffeur-driven Bentley. So that'll pick you up and it'll head over to Gosport in Portsmouth.
I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you been to the marina?
Yes.
Yeah.
I sailed there.
Okay.
I
So
sailed.
have
I
you been
sailed
on this
there.
date? Because you'll
Hello, sailor.
board.
This is not fucking staying. I swear to God, yeah.
So you'll board a 60-foot luxury yacht. You'll be greeted by your personal general manager of the yacht with champagne and canapes. You'll sail over to Spitbank Fort.
What the f-
It's aptly named. And it stands
Spitbank Fort.
Spitbank Fort. It stands in the middle of the Solent Strait.
Sounds like some sort of like German sex act. Spitbank Fort.
So this is a grade 2
You
listed
xenophobic
fort.
bastard.
Yeah.
It literally is just surrounded by water on every side. It's in the middle of this whatever Solent Strait is.
Like
Or the Solent Strait, but
Alcatraz.
yeah, it is essentially like Alcatraz. It really is. But
Alcatraz, bitch.
I'll show you the pictures. It does generally look like that. Anyway, so you got this. It's a grade 2 listed building, but it's actually like a luxury home. There's 8 bedrooms, 3 private dining rooms, 3 bars, a wine cellar, a library, a rooftop hot pool. There's also a sauna and a sun deck. It's absolute luxury.
A sun deck.
A sun deck.
Okay.
So you and your date will enjoy the service of a personal masseur and a gourmet chef.
Yeah.
He'll cook you canapes, a 5-course meal, and background music provided by a string quartet. Yeah. Then you so after your day, whatever you decide to do at the night time, you'll wake up with breakfast in bed, and you can have it in bed or in the lighthouse, and you also get a £500 complimentary voucher to go shopping at the Gun Wharf Quays.
Yeah, but if you're in the fucking island, how are you going to spend the money?
Well, no, when you go back,
Oh, right, okay.
like they'll obviously ship you back over. How much do you think that?
You picked them up on your sailboat.
Yeah. I mean,
Were you the general manager of this luxury yacht?
no,
Oh,
no. I'd sailed from Norway over like a month. We
Sailed from Norway.
Have I never told you that?
No.
before? Yeah, I got.
What the fuck?
Did you genuinely not know this?
I sailed from Norway
I got,
in my youth.
I got put on a plane and sent to a place called Tromsø, which is like,
Oh yeah, I've heard of Tromsø.
which is like fucking right up in the gods, in the Arctic Circle, and we sailed back over like a month. And
So you didn't personally sail.
I wasn't in like a fucking one-man digging.
Kayak
That's
crew.
what I had in my mind.
No, it was a full-on like. It was like a racing yacht.
I thought you had a
type
blue and white horizontal.
thing. Oh yeah, like
Just a
striped
giant
shirt.
beard, Wilson by your side.
dressed like a bottle of John Paul Gaultier.
Yeah, that
Um,
kind of thing.
No,
with a
we
big scroll in your hand.
we did like over a month. We did all down the left hand, the north, east, south, with the west side of Norway, and then we like stopped off overnight in that, and then. In fact, I caught some woman giving a guy a blowjob in a place called Allison, yeah, and it was like they were like this far away
This is
from
really
me.
taking the edge off your perfect.
Where
date.
was this? What?
This was in a place called Allison, right? And we got obviously like a boat full of squaddies. They were like, right, in this particular place, it's quite an upmarket place to live, and like the yacht in this marina were fucking ridiculous. And we went into a pub. I only just turned 18, and we'd been in a pub for like however long, had a couple of fucking pints, and then some guy came over and was like, "Are you old enough to drink?" And I was like, "Yeah." Gave me ID, and he was like, "Oh no, in this pub you've got to be 21." So I had to leave. So I was like, "All right, I'll walk back to the yacht." So I was walking down, and literally like I walked like past the corner, and like I just looked to my right, and literally like about 1.5 meters away was just some woman sucking a guy off, and I was like, "Whoa!" But no, we sailed back. We sailed up the Thames to Tower Bridge, stayed there overnight, came back out the Thames and round to Gosport because that was where the boat was staying.
Right. Okay.
And the night out I had in Gosport was nothing like what you said. I went to a place called Emma's Bar, and it was £12 on the door, all you could drink.
Really?
It was fucking mental.
I think you should change that. That should be that's your perfect date.
Yeah.
Perfect day. Gosport,
go to
Emma's
Emma's.
Bar,
One of the guys got
Get yourself
arrested.
to
Rob.
Emma's. Yeah, exactly.
Alice in Wonderland, wherever you said it was.
I think it was called Alisund. And one of the guys that was off the boat got caught knobbing some lass on the steps of a police station and got fucking arrested.
What did he expect?
Apparently he didn't know
Oh,
it was
okay,
a police station. But they were like, "You nicked." Just walk in there, mate. Like, we didn't have to like have anything.
For the pleasure of that entire day, how much do you think it would be? How much? Do you
I
think
can
you have to-
imagine it'd be phenomenally expensive.
Anyone want to go for a number?
100 grand,
Oh,
It's expensive. £34,000.
34,000.
Christ.
So if you've got a spare 34 grand lying around, that's the date you can have.
Mm.
Woody, I'll come to you next. What was your idea of the perfect date?
Right, so as well as me being incredibly hungover at the minute, my son has just gone to his grandmother's and taken the iPad, which has got all me notes on. So I am sort of, I might have to do some stopping and some thinking every now and then.
Okay.
But right, my ideal date night initially, my dream date night with an unlimited budget wouldn't fucking involve my wife. But for the sake of this question, she's there. So there's a few aspects to this.
Cut that
Money, music, food, company. So I've whittled it down to a party. So it's not really a date, it's a party. So I think it's going to be at Adam Rickman's house from Man vs. Food.
Man vs. Okay.
Yeah. One, he seems like a really nice guy. And two, like I love burgers and hot dogs, so I figured he's bound to know his shit when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And we'll have a bit of a meat fest. That sounds Jesus.
Adam Rickman's house for a meat fest. Plenty of sausage and hot dogs. Go well.
And then so yeah, I can't remember all of it, to be honest. But I do remember writing down that I'd have Ron Atkinson and Gus Poyet.
Gus Poyet.
No, not Gus Poyet. Paolo Di Canio. That was
Okay.
it. Yeah, Ron Atkinson and Paolo Di Canio in rainbow-coloured gimp suits serving canapes. Just because I don't like either of them. And I think I got stumped at music. I couldn't work out who I wanted to be doing music. But for the sake of this, I'll say fucking I don't even know. So yeah, that was essentially it. There was more to it. I can't remember what it was.
I can't even comment on that.
But no, I like to do my prep with a glass of wine.
You can tell.
So which is good because I think the creative juices are flowing. But you can never remember it. And my son's got my iPad, so yeah.
It sounds very interesting. Sounds like a fantastic.
There was another important person there, and I can't remember who it was.
Was it a female?
I'm trying to think what it was because it was to do with we had Paolo and Ron doing canapes. Adam Rickman for food. I can't remember the rest of it anyway, but yeah.
Well, thanks for that.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. Yeah, do with that as you wish.
Sean, what was your ideal or perfect date with an unlimited budget?
I've no idea how to follow that.
I don't think many people could.
No, I don't think we could. Ron Atkinson is not going to be involved, or Paolo Di Canio.
Not even in rainbow-coloured gimp suits.
No, we'll leave that. You can keep them.
That mental image.
That was it. There was something as well. Sorry to interrupt. There was something to do with throwing hot dogs at Ron and Paolo. I think because they've both made quite like homophobic.
Are you sure you just had wine, or were you on
fucking magic mushrooms?
Yeah, some fucking weird shit.
No, because I wanted to humiliate.
Right.
Because I think Paolo Di Canio is very right wing, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Ron Atkinson has also been done for saying homophobic shit as well. I think
racist stuff.
Oh, it might have been racist. Well, if he's racist, then
yeah, it's definitely had some
chuck him
yeah,
in. Well,
yeah.
if he's
controversial.
we might as well get Ken involved in doing canapes as well for racism. But there was something to do with like throwing hot dogs at them or beating them with hot dogs. But we'll take a rain check on that.
So you, Adam Rickman, meet first, beating Ron Atkinson with your hot dog.
Yeah.
Well, Paolo Di Canio.
Yeah.
Wow.
Serves
I love it. Okay.
canapes.
I'd probably have some crazy like drum and bass DJ on just to
Just to liven things up.
yeah, just to liven things up. Yeah. If there's generally speaking, if there's drum and bass music playing, I can stay awake. So yeah, I'd probably have like DJ hype or something on in the corner. But yeah, sorry, I interrupted there.
Sean, yes, please tell us.
Right. I thought to myself, this was a tough question, by the way, Ken. I found it difficult.
Depends
So-
how much of a box you put yourself in.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to not put myself in a box, but I found myself putting myself firmly in a box. So I went outside the box and I thought
I
don't
well
like
and
it out
truly
here.
in the box.
I don't like it out here. I'm gonna get back in.
Yeah.
No, I was like, I started Googling things like adventurous things you can do and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And then I just thought, who am I kidding? I'm really not that adventurous, unfortunately. I'm really not. I'm quite predictable. Quite fucking boring, to be honest with you. So I thought I'm going to resort to just asking my wife. So I said to Hayley, like, what would be my ideal date on an unlimited budget? And she was just like, me go out of the house, leave you alone.
Yeah.
Don't talk to anybody. Give you loads of pizza, a bottle of red wine, and watch WWE or
That does sound fucking
play on
amazing.
FIFA.
Yeah. In fact, I want your idea. To be honest,
I'm really struggling. Other than that, I thought maybe go WrestleMania. I thought maybe go to like the Bernabeu or something and watch, some kind of Madrid derby or something. But then I thought, I can't be bothered with all that. And I just thought,
Just want to chill.
just want to stay in my box.
I'm just
have some pizza in your
I'm
box.
just a chilled out, just sit in my pants and.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No, I mean it's it's each to their own.
Oh yeah.
So
I think I'm just dull,
well, I mean we've gone from
painfully dull,
we've gone from
painfully dull. I don't know. I can't.
well we've gone from outlandish to inside the box. But thanks, Sean.
Sorry,
Graham, what did you decide was your perfect date?
Well, I like that inside the box thing actually.
yeah. Just
Somebody
anyway.
mentioned it, but no, I put some thought into it. And well, first of all, it would be kid free.
Oh,
I love my
of
kids.
course, yeah.
I've got 4 of them.
Fuck, yeah.
But fuck me, just one night away
Yeah.
would be perfect.
I'll concur on that one. I think.
Oh fuck
yeah. I'll obviously with the missus. I'll avoid for the first time ever. I'll not bring Katie Curry.
Debatable.
So no,
not your missus. This isn't anything against your missus.
no.
I'll tell your missus.
So, it would be somewhere away up in the Highlands, in a cabin.
Yeah.
Because I don't do people. Really, I'm a very antisocial bear.
That's a common theme for us.
I have a
It's a shame,
a
innit?
piece. I was waiting for you to finish, but I'm gonna have to interject.
No.
Right, when you were saying about just being in the house on your own, right? I don't know if this is age, right, or
Peace and bloody quiet.
yeah, like literally. I remember walking into work on Monday morning and just thinking, I genuinely don't want to talk to anyone at all today.
Yeah,
I was
know
just
exactly.
I just don't want to have fucking small talk, and I don't want to be asked about work, and I think like I'm genuinely becoming just like
That's going on the cabana.
What's that?
Small talk.
Oh yeah,
Well, I think me and Graham had a
Sorry,
conversation
just
in the
going
car
into
up,
that.
Yeah.
on the way up in the car, and I said, if you ever watch me ever in a situation about small talk, watch how I get. So
Hate it.
I bumped into Doyle in Dan Derby the other day.
Oh, I'm going for a curry with them next week.
yeah.
Actually, yeah.
So I bumped into them. I was leaving work,
Yeah.
and they, we did a bit of small talk,
Yeah.
and it was the unacceptable 2-minute mark, because I think 4 is probably the right time you can
Yeah.
leave a conversation. But I really need to get my metro,
Right,
so I just kind of went, well, I best go, bye. And I'm the most uncomfortable person to get out of small talk without sounding.
Yeah.
I can't do it without sounding rude. So
It's tough,
I
innit?
bet you, I fucking bet. Right, I could be wrong here, but did either you say to them or did them say to you, "You seen much of Woody recently?"
yes,
Yeah, I knew that.
100%. What's Woody these days? He's coming up soon, But me getting out of small talk is atrocious. I'm so bad, but I know exactly what you mean.
I don't like getting into it.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh.
I'll actively avoid people who I've got some form of acquaintance with.
Yeah.
Unless it's like
I'll hide from
pals,
someone in a shop.
I'll go a different aisle. I'll go on my way.
Yep.
I'll not get on the metro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
The-
Sad, that, isn't it?
it was so unsociable.
Sad.
It's
Why are we doing a podcast?
I don't know why. Yeah. No, because
we don't want to talk to anyone.
generally speaking, like at work and that, like I really like to know the people that I work with and that, like, and I like to understand what they've
You
been
can get
doing.
a lot from listening, though, can't you? Just listen.
No, but some fucking days I just go in and I just think I literally don't want to speak to anybody today.
That is surprising coming from you, though. I'll be honest, because you're probably one of the most chatty men I know.
To be fair though, at work I can't really chat about the normal things that I would normally chat about. I mean, we had a 10-minute conversation about vaginas. Which I can't.
So it has to be on your terms.
Yeah, and it made me think. Actually, yeah, sitting in the house with a pizza and a bottle of fucking rouge sounds
That's me.
unreal.
That's me all over that.
Another thing, sorry, we're massively going off piece. Like I don't think we've ever gone off before. I seem to spend a lot of my spare time on YouTube now.
Yeah.
I'll sit down to watch a footy match, and I'll spend the entire time. And you end up going on an adventure through YouTube, and you see a video, and you go, "Oh, look at that!" And then someone will come in. And it was just weird. Like I realised, what was the game? Was it Chelsea played during the week? Chelsea Arsenal.
Chelsea Arsenal was on, yeah.
Sat
And
down
there
to
was the
watch
Man
it.
United game last night.
Sat down to watch it. Didn't watch a fucking second of it. I was watching videos from like pandas on bikes or something. But yeah, anyway, yeah. Sorry.
Graham, please do continue.
Where was I?
Scotland.
Went off on a
Scotland,
wild
yes, the
tangent.
Highlands.
Highlands
Yes,
would
I just
establish
love
you
it.
would definitely
Away,
take a miss.
cabin.
This is sounding very much like Alan Partridge, by the way. What you're saying.
I'm not
Go up
Mourinho.
the Highlands with a bottle of scotch.
I can see you in.
Yeah, are you read what I fucking? Hey,
Yeah.
let's finish.
I
Sorry,
can
go on.
see you with nothing on but a kilt, just stood there, just beard blowing in the wind.
Fucking Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor on the fucking no, well, yeah, but then they said about the money in objects, so I could possibly stretch to Canada or Alaska or something.
Oh, I'd love to go to Canada.
Something away, but we'll go with Scotland for now because I just love going up Scotland.
Yeah,
In the Highlands, in a cabin, a log fire.
fucking right.
I don't even think I would take my PlayStation. I think I could live without that for a weekend with the missus. She'd probably appreciate it. With just the two of us.
making babies.
Just
No,
the two
definitely no
of
more
just
fucking
the
babies.
two of us.
A bottle of Macallan's. It's like, I'm sure it's about $2.5-3 a bottle.
Isn't the Highlands where they make all the whiskey
Aye.
as well?
Yeah,
Aye,
Macallan's.
you're even talking like one now.
Probably is a big porterhouse or a Kobe or Wagyu
Yeah.
steak, something like that.
Yeah.
Proper man, just get it out my
Stick a
chest.
steak in
fucking,
there.
Me hairy chest out, me fucking caber. And the missus, and one of them big hairy rugs on the floor.
Oh,
not,
yeah.
not the,
Like
roaring log fire.
Aye, and that would be effectively my perfect date, I would think.
Yeah.
And the expense would be like obviously the whiskey or possibly can, but no, I think I would stick to.
I reckon you'd sneak your PlayStation in just a little carry-on bag.
I got a
100%.
Vita. I could take the Vita. I
Once the
suppose.
wife's
Take the Vita.
once the wife's asleep, you'll be cranking that out.
Yes. Possible, but I think that would suffice me.
Yeah. I do like a good log cabin getaway.
Yeah.
Your fucking stag do was amazing, Ken.
Oh,
And so much fun.
Thirsk. Oh,
This
what a
guy,
weekend.
Scotland, Canada, Thirsk.
Yeah,
North Yorkshire.
couldn't beat it. It felt like we're in the middle of the Outer Hebrides.
I think
Just us, beer, fishing.
it's so much fucking beer as well.
Yeah. Raheem Sterling's ghost goal.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
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 And Ron Atkinson,
Ron Atkinson, hot dogs.
Paolo Di Canio.
Piss drinking.
I was going to say, I remember betting Ed, producer Ed, that I would drink my own piss.
So it was because you'd had a cigarette
Yeah.
and you dared him to eat the end of the tab. And he said,
That was it.
he said, well, I'll eat the end of the tab if you drink my piss. And the natural response to any kind of bet, well, with Woody was, of course, let's go. So Ed
To be
eats
fair,
Ed
piss drinking's an army tradition.
It is, yeah.
So Ed
Like a rite of
pisses Ed pisses into a plastic cup, eats the tab end.
Did he?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he'll eat anything. You'll drink anything.
Christ.
So
Yeah.
imagine you two on a date.
Oh, yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah, good times. Well, if you have the perfect date,
George Best and Fat Eddie Suarez.
wow.
If I'm going to be a footballer,
Nice analogy,
alcoholic,
yeah.
can I please be Gaza?
Yeah, sorry.
I'll be
He's
better.
quite clean at the minute. He's looking well.
He is looking
No,
well,
he's
yeah.
looking, on Twitter.
Have you noticed he pouts on all of his
Does anyone follow him on
pictures?
Twitter?
Yeah, he
Follow him on
keeps
Twitter.
putting-
He's tremendous.
Does
He
he
tweets
actually
out
look-
just jokes.
Does he actually look alright?
I saw a joke that he put on and it had me in
Oh,
bits.
what
And
was
it was proper horrific.
Was it
joke.
after shit? Oh,
It's his little sort of ha afterwards.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
his
yeah.
little
you can
comment.
imagine him going, huh? When he's put that face. I fucking love him. Like,
Last time I saw him, he looked like a little thin frog.
no, he's got a beard now, and he's still a little bit now.
Looks like a thin.
He's looking well. If you're listening, God bless.
Something like that.
He looked like a thin frog.
He did.
Well, if you have the perfect date and feel a need to share, get in touch on our Facebook page at Alnham Island Podcast, Twitter at Alnham Island, or send us an electronic mail at contact@alnhamislandpodcast.co.uk. On today's episode, we parlay about the master of psychology, Jose Mourinho, the latest transfers and the failings of Newcastle United. Sean Corrigan sits proudly in the director's chair for another Oscar-winning thriller with Movie Lane. We go all retro in our gaming discussion, and to close, we try to blow each other's minds. Welcome to our sports section. Now, I believe we're about to witness something very special. Woody is about to unleash on the special one, Jose Mourinho.
Cunt.
Wow.
He took my limelight with the C-bomb.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I think that's the first time I've said the C word.
Yeah, it's not like
Potentially,
me.
I mean.
It's like my catchphrase.
Yeah.
Now, the first topic is about Jose Mourinho and his tactics and his antics, and Woody was particularly prevalent about having this in the topic, so...
Well, this agenda item, it's a bit like the Burnley one, where at the time when we agreed it, Burnley were winning loads, and then by the time it came recording, they'd actually had a bad run of form. Jose, I felt at the time, was acting like a prick all the time. But I think he's quietened down a bit the past few weeks.
I think he has, yeah.
He's not done anything outlandish.
He's been winding Conte up.
That's it.
quite
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
Seems to have had the desired effect though. Chelsea seem to be slipping a little bit.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think that's what he goes for.
He just gets on me tits. Like, he just makes everything about him. Do you know what I mean? And how do you feel as a Man United fan having him as your manager?
He's probably the only person that you'd want to take over the United job because he's got the biggest personality, hasn't he?
Quick fire question.
Come on.
Pep or Jose?
Oh, yeah, you'd definitely go Pep, wouldn't you?
I
Really?
think so, yeah.
I think he spent his money better.
I think, yeah, I feel bad saying that, but
See,
you'd go Pep, I think.
I found it intriguing looking into this topic because I've seen Jose Mourinho operate for a number of years, and I haven't really looked any more into it apart from the fact that I probably agree with your opinion that he's just a bit of a prick.
Yeah.
But the more I looked into it, the more I was intrigued by him, and it kind of explained everything you ever say about him or anyone ever says about him. It's kind of got there's an agenda behind it, and when you look into his early beginnings, it kind of makes sense why he does it and the reasoning behind it. So I read it was mainly from a couple of articles I read.
Yeah.
I didn't observe this myself, but from the article, the first one was by The Guardian, and they explained his early mouldings as a coach. And the reason that he's so psychologically advanced is because of how he learned to be a coach. So the quote there was that, but it was more to do with the institute that he was at when he learned. So the quote from the article on The Guardian, so it said, while studying at the Instituto Superior de Educação Física. While studying at this place in Lisbon, so Mourinho came under the influence of Professor Manuel Sergio, who believed that football knowledge was not enough for a coach, that he also had to be a psychologist, a public speaker, and have a grasp of the sciences. Specifically, he gave lectures on emotions and how they could be manipulated. Mourinho followed them with a rapacious curiosity. He looked, Manuel Sergio said, like a cat catching birds.
Yeah.
So it goes on to explain
that
he isn't traditional in his method that normal coaches were. So he doesn't focus specifically.
He wasn't a footballer, was he?
I think that's a big thing.
It has to be.
He was never a footballer. Yeah. He's probably got a chip on his shoulder about that.
That's probably partially a lot of to do with why he is. But what it also says is he doesn't follow automizations. He doesn't kind of carry out these typical routines that most coaches would do with a team. So he doesn't practice set moves. He organizes his defense and he lets his attack improvise. That's what they seem to say that he does. A lot of the stuff he does with his players is called guided discovery. So he operates on a level with individuals. So he treats them all like men. He doesn't have any. So what they're saying is he doesn't treat the big players any differently. Was the
really
sort of So he doesn't allow any kind of room for anybody to say anything outside of his autocracy, if you would say.
Right, okay.
The charisma he shows and the psychological prowess he has with his players, he draws them into this kind of cultish type leader.
Everyone's against him.
Everyone's against him. He creates an enemy from the officials, from the governing bodies, from the other teams. And what that eventually does is people buy into it. Yeah. They'll be behind him, and he'll create this kind of really close knit group of people. However, what this went on to say, which was kind of the end of my point, was after 3 seasons, which is historically when he starts to fail, is it becomes normalised amongst the team. And eventually they kind of get tired of the way he's running the club and the fact that even with Real Madrid, he made Real Madrid out to be a victim when he was at Real Madrid.
Too much of a tight leash sort of thing.
Yeah, and it doesn't... a lot of players don't want to go along with it anymore, and they're like, hang on, we're not the victim anymore, and no one's against us, and they just kick back at him, and that's why it all falls down after season 3, apparently. But it kind of made sense why he's so psychologically driven. Because
it's strange, because I think as a footballer, you'd naturally sort of respect an ex-footballer, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, I think someone like Pep, who was obviously an ex-massive good player for Barcelona, you'd automatically respect that kind of person as a manager, whereas I think Mourinho has probably had a more of an uphill battle to gain that respect. But he seems to be able to do it. But that sort of fits into the way he operates, doesn't it?
And to be fair, I'm complaining about the way that he goes on, but at the same time I get just as frustrated with the generic footballing answers that you get from everyone else. Oh, well, they're a good team. It was a tough win.
It's always a hard place to come to.
It's always. We knew it was going to be a tricky game. So I should probably appreciate, to be honest, what he's doing.
He's definitely changed a lot since he first came to England. You know, he was a lot more upbeat than he is now.
Yeah,
he's quite dour now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he's a bit negative. He seems.
Oh, fucking.
But
Press is very negative though. Negative breeds negativity.
They like winding him up because they know they get a reaction out of him, don't they?
Well, that's it. And you can see in his interviews and his press conferences how how he just implores that psychological aspect and try to capture the emotions.
Yeah.
He thrives off it, and that's how it works. And I think you said many a time, Woody, that the more he does it, the more focus is on him, which just creates that. It helps. What he's trying to achieve is by everybody looks at his management style and his club, and he becomes the special. When he announced himself as the special one, he does everything so the focus is on him. So he almost makes himself so.
Could just let the players get on with it.
That's it. Yeah, he takes a lot of it away from them. So he
but
deals
what amazes
with the
me
side.
is that we all know what he's doing and we all know why he's doing it, but it still works.
Yeah,
it's fucking mental.
He's a clever man.
Yeah, he's a master manipulator.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is.
I wouldn't like to work for him. I think if that was my boss, I'd get pissed off with him.
But a lot of the Man United fans, like I listen to a lot of United podcasts and things, and a lot of the fans just want him to seem happy. Seem to be happier with the job, because he's been quite, he seems negative, and he doesn't always project that he's enjoying the job at all.
The one thing which changed,
he has picked up a bit recently, but
the one thing that changed my opinion of him slightly when researching this was just watching a couple of interviews with him. And one of the most recent one was whilst he's been Man United manager. They talk about how he interacts with his players, and he says he never individually coaches anybody. He coaches everybody as a team, but he also understands the drive of each player. So it's not just about on the pitch. What he says is it's outside of the football influences. So he wants to make them motivated by. So he might use something to do with their family or make them happy in that way. Mm-hmm. But actually, when you watch him, he seems like a really, really caring person. He might be just projecting this so it seems like that, but it seems like he understands the intricacies of each player and how he can motivate.
But then
them.
again, he seems to have some players that just don't work for him.
Well, that'll be it.
Mkhitaryan.
He also says if people aren't willing to follow his way, then he's got no time for them.
Yeah, he seems to. Yeah, he has these borders that once you've crossed it, that's done. Like Mkhitaryan just never worked. He wanted him out the door, I think. Pretty much straight away.
I've never, going back to what you just said, I've never had him down as a caring person. I've never looked at him and thought he looks like a nice caring person. I actually think he's a bit of the opposite. I think he's very much probably
cutthroat.
Yeah, cutthroat.
Well, he does.
Good show.
I think he is to anybody who isn't going to benefit him. So I don't think it's any. I don't.
But once he's on your side, that's
what I mean. I think
once he's
best friend.
Once
always
he's got you, then he's your best mate.
Yeah.
But if you don't follow his way.
Yeah.
But he, like I said, I think some of the stuff he was saying is he believes if he can make a player happy in their circumstances outside of work and
suck him off.
Yeah, basically. Then he'll get him to perform on the pitch. So he takes away all of that kind of pressure. Yeah. Some of there was a couple of interesting stories from him. One of them said at half-time during an intergame, Zlatan wasn't performing particularly well in the game.
Yeah.
So it was on the cards that Zlatan was about to win the Serie A's best foreign player. Mm-hmm. And apparently Jose told him, he said, give the prize to your mother, someone who actually deserves it. And apparently he was playing on his pride. So Zlatan Ibrahimovic returned the pitch and promised him he was going to run until he tasted blood. So he'll find something. So he played on his pride. Yeah. Apparently Frank Lampard, he played him, said, you're the world's best player. But he said, challenged his ambition. He said, you won the world's best player, but you've never won a trophy. You'll never prove yourself until you win a trophy. So he's playing on the fact that he knows he's good, but he's never achieved anything until that. So he'll find so on that side he'll
he finds the thing. He finds the thing that makes them want to prove themselves and
what drives them.
Yeah.
So the next topic we're going to talk about is the January transfer window. There hasn't been a great deal of activity so far, but we're still how long before the close of the window?
What's one of them?
It must only be like
it's a week.
A week. Yeah. What's been your best transfer of the window so far?
I think Sanchez to Man United. I don't particularly like Sanchez. I don't like the way he goes on. And to be fair to him, in all fairness, he's carried on and screwed them up for Arsenal, even though we all knew he was going to leave. But I think Arsenal have had the fucking eyes out, really. Because we were talking about this last night.
I was concerned that it wasn't going to be a good deal, but I think it is. In
Yeah,
hindsight.
fucking right. For Man United it is. Yeah, like
Essentially,
if I was Wenger, I would have wanted money going their way. As well.
You'd think so. So it was a straight swap, wasn't it, Mkhitaryan from Manchester to
I'd
Arsenal?
stuck my guns and gone Martial. If I was Wenger, I'd have gone, I want Martial. You're not getting him.
Yeah.
If you're going to swap yourself and lose your best player, you want to have somebody.
You want to be compensated.
That's going to go straight in there and be an improvement. Your team should be number one priority.
Yeah.
So whether it means he fucks off for free, or you flog him to City for less money.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mkhitaryan's a good player, and he could be a good player.
Yeah.
But
he's not like
class at Dortmund.
Martial.
No.
And
with Martial, he's a lot younger, isn't he?
What's Mkhitaryan's 29, isn't he?
Yeah, they're both Sanchez and Mkhitaryan are both 29. So
they're just downgraded massively.
Yeah,
when they compare
essentially,
Sanchez and Mkhitaryan, which would have been no. If you want him, I want.
I think United have got rid of a 30 million value player and got a 70 million.
Yeah, essentially,
That's right.
Yeah,
pretty much.
How do you think Sanchez will fit in at Manchester?
Pretty well, I think.
I've not really thought about it, to be honest. I just don't really like
he's
him.
useful, isn't he? He can play anywhere.
You said yourself earlier
in
that
a striker role.
With Mourinho, he sets his defence up and he leaves his attackers to
improvise.
Yeah.
So Sanchez for me would fit perfectly into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'm quite excited to see him go in a sense, because I think Man United slowly but surely are becoming more of a team I really want to watch play.
Really?
Especially, I'm starting to sort of really, like, not particularly their style of play, but I mean, when you add Sanchez now, I think Sanchez he can be fantastic when he's playing well.
In the minute,
and at Arsenal, I've never been a fan of Arsenal's play. I don't mind.
I used to
them as a team,
love the way Arsenal played.
But now when they try it, especially recently, it just seems to be lost.
Yeah.
They haven't got that identity of what they used to have. And even the past couple of seasons, I think I mentioned on one of the podcasts before, when you watch Arsenal trying to walk it in the net, is how England mimic their play. But Manchester United, I feel like there's just a bit more to them, and I think Sanchez will fit so much better at Manchester United than Arsenal.
I've not really kept up with Sanchez that much for Arsenal, but for me, just from thinking about it, I don't think he's performed that well for.
I think he's overrated, personally.
He started off with a bang, didn't he? But he seems to have faded a bit. But mainly due to his attitude.
Yeah, how much is it because of?
Yeah, but that's a concern, isn't it?
Yeah,
but I mean that's it. I'm saying to me, he seems like a right whinge. But as I just said before, at the end of the day, he did screw the note and carry on.
He wants to win things.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he's not going to win anything at Arsenal.
Yeah,
until
you
sell to somebody who's
Mourinho's personality
invest in the
fits
team, not for their own purpose, which is pretty much what they're doing.
And if you think come August, Sanchez is going to have had the summer off, really, isn't he? He's not got the World Cup.
No.
Yeah.
Chile, is it?
Chile.
Yeah.
With Arsenal as well, so they've had Walcott leave to go to Everton for 20 million.
Decent signing for
Everton. Really?
Do
you think so?
For Everton, maybe, but Arsenal won't miss him.
I think Everton, I think he could do well there.
So he got an assist, didn't he, on his debut?
I think he could do all right, yeah. With a lot of focus on him, where he's not a bit part player. Yeah. He's an important...
He's barely featured this season at all.
For me, he's another overrated player.
He gets injured too much. He has a good... At Arsenal, when he was on form, he was banging them in. And then he get an injury, and that would be him for... That was
he's still not that old, though, is he? 27, maybe?
Yeah, I'd say...
He's never kicked on like he should have done.
So he's still got time, but... I think
when he went to his first European international tournament at 16, surprising inclusion. He's never made the next.
No. That's what probably makes me feel like he's older than he is, because he's been around since he was so young.
Yeah, I think he probably is a similar age to me, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure he's around the 27 mark. Arsenal also sold Coquelin, Francois Coquelin.
Where's he gone?
To Valencia.
All right.
Again,
that's a good move for him, because he was on loan at Palace at one point, wasn't he?
Was he?
Back in the day, yeah.
I think Arsenal have got quite a few decent players. Like, I proper rate Monreal and Bellerin. Coquelin's another one. I've not maybe minded about El Neni yet. But yeah, defensively.
Wilshire's come
back. Fucking hell, yeah.
Wilshire's come back in that team. And because he's avoided injury for longer than 7 minutes, he's performing. He is a very good player.
He got most of the season at Bournemouth. injury free.
He did, but
He did, yeah.
I don't think
in the end that he broke his metatarsal, I think it was. And the last
I think
few
at
months.
Bournemouth, though, I don't think it was really a shining example of.
He shines with good players around.
He
him.
does,
He does,
that's it,
yeah.
yeah. He sort
I'll
of
always
thrives
remember
on.
that game when Arsenal played Barca at the Nou Camp, and I think did Van Persie get sent off for a second yellow in the first half because the ball came over the top. He was offside, but like instinctively he like fucking hammered it at the goal, and the ref gave him a second yellow for kicking the ball away after a thing, and he turned around to the ref and he was like, I couldn't fucking hear you, but I can't remember where I was going with that.
Jack Wilshere.
Yeah, that game. I just remember watching him as a young English footballer, and he was like screaming and shouting at all the other Arsenal players, and it was just like, it was refreshing to see someone that seemed to
Have a bit of presence.
a bit of fucking presence.
Yeah.
But I think what's funny about the Jack Wilshere thing is he's probably just been getting played because it was coming up to January and they were maybe on about offloading him. I mean, that's what when I saw him played in the first.
Well,
team
there's
again.
another one with his contract out with the summer. I think.
Yeah, I was just assuming he was going to get picked up, but it turns out he's one of Arsenal's informed players at the minute.
Yeah.
So.
It's good to see. So, it's predominantly Arsenal, and there's also Everton. We've spoke of Walcott going to Everton. Everton have also signed Cenk Tosun. From
He's not done
Besiktas.
much yet, though, is he?
No, he hasn't really
Played a couple
featured
of
much.
games.
Fuck, I because we were on about signing him, weren't they?
Yeah.
And so I had a look at him on YouTube, and I thought, I reckon he'll do an alright job in the Premier League. And so before his first game, I put him in my fantasy team, didn't I? I put him as my captain. So I thought, it'll just happen now. So Everton, they're alright at the minute. Get Tosin in, he'll bang a fucking brace on his first goal on his first game. Did he fuck?
To Sam Allardyce way of playing though.
Yeah.
I don't honestly think he'll do much.
And
This
two
was-
of the players that they've offloaded, so they've sold Aaron Lennon to Burnley, and also Ross Barkley's gone to Chelsea finally after bailing on the medical in the summer. He's gone.
Lennon, another one linked with us, and then 2 days later he went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Surprising that
Fucking
with
love
Ross,
January.
Ross Barkley.
Did you see Ross Barkley coming
Surprised
on
me.
off the bench during the week?
Mm.
They were absolutely kicking
Hammered
the
him.
fuck out of him the second he come on the pitch. I think he'd been wiped out about 3 times within about 2 minutes. The second he came on the pitch.
He's someone that you're just waiting to kick on, though, isn't he? And
Yeah.
Is he going to
Yeah.
kick on? Maybe.
Probably
Was it-
not, because our England players don't kick on.
No,
Mm.
well,
He's one that's got a bit of talent, but is he going to get to the next level?
he was
Yeah.
always going to
Or is
get
he just
compared to
gonna
Rooney, wasn't he? Young English
Gaza.
Yeah.
midfielder.
Right,
Yeah.
Rooney and Gaza, he's got to link Rooney.
Yeah.
Rooney, like
I don't see the comparison between Barkley and Gaza.
you can't really compare anyone to Gaza really.
No. Who was it that I did see getting compared to Gaza?
Wilshire's been compared to Gaza in the past.
I think it was Jack Wilshere, yeah. And I think Gaza was just another level.
Newcastle wise, by the way, Mitrovic, he's been linked.
He's been linked to
Out,
Brighton,
hasn't he?
hasn't he?
He's
and
not
was
going
rejected.
anywhere unless it's a foreign club. Our club per se that no ends above would probably sell him to Brighton.
You seem to have some Newcastle fans seem to have a connection with him. When
I don't.
I
personally.
don't.
No.
I did a little bit, but it's like you just stand there with your chest, you're beating your chest and kissing the badge means fuck all if you're not performing on the pitch.
Exactly, yeah. And I think a lot of the Newcastle fans just liked him for some of the shit that he comes out with.
A lot of them do, but a lot of our fans.
Anyone
have
can kiss
been
a badge.
Muppets when they think like that.
No,
because
like,
he doesn't.
Mitro used to like go on record and say like, "I'll die wearing black."
I'll die for this club. I'll do this.
Yeah.
But when he gets on, he spends more of his time falling on his arse,
Yeah.
looking for a foul. And he's meant to be the big burly. Or if someone hits me, I'll hit them back twice as hard. No, you don't. You just get sent off for being a tit.
Yeah.
And that's me. I would sell him not at Brighton, not at West Ham. It would be abroad. He'd have to go to abroad.
Yeah.
I'd probably loan him for a season just to see if you could, change my mind.
I don't know, but
He's a bit
you look at
overrated.
the content of him online, right? And why I don't see why we haven't even tried to play his kind of football, this ball over the top. Because when you play that, and I can't remember what game.
I
it
don't know
was.
because he's slow. He's not fast.
but he seems to have the ability to just hit a ball first time and it can go in. But we don't play that kind of football. We're playing it into his feet. I think it needs to come over his shoulder, and that's when he's going to perform. But
But then he doesn't fit the Benitez system.
no,
Yeah,
it's
there's definitely
Benitez-
something
Benitez
there. The
has a
reason
system,
he's
he doesn't fit into that system. So Benitez was happy to move him on, and the only thing is, I think Benitez has got the sense not to move him on to a rival because he would score goals.
Yeah,
we'd look like tits and probably go down.
well, we always look like fucking tits.
So I'd abroad and move him on.
Yeah,
I'd offer, all these strikers would get linked with, and I'd just be like, well, we'll swap you.
Yeah.
So the only confirmed business by Newcastle is Kennedy on loan.
Kennedy.
I'm buzzing for. I think.
I don't actually know that much about him, to be honest. I know he's Brazilian.
I've seen him.
That's it.
He's always been pretty good on Football Manager.
It could be Ben Arthur-esque.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Of that skill and that bit of magic. Maybe he's not an end product. But like, he's young. He's only 21, I think. He is.
I still think Ben Arthur was possibly the most talented person I've seen in a Newcastle top in a long time. Raw talent. He was.
If he applied himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he applied himself.
He's the luxury player that if you had 10 players who can cover for him,
yeah,
you'd have in your squad.
It's like
You'd have him in your team.
Like David Ginola.
Yeah, who could produce that movement.
You can argue David Ginola is probably more talented because he was hammering 40 fags a day when he was.
when
he was.
I love
But then
it's the French way.
I'd have another Robert.
Really?
Robert was
when
decent money.
When he hit them, my God,
he was a
they
decent
hit
player.
them.
They stayed hit.
That's all I ever see on
40-yard
Facebook. Yeah.
FIFA worldies.
Yeah.
Was Robert, and like it was work shy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
But like he was that one. Like I say, when you've got 10 players, we could probably accommodate a Ben Arthur now.
Yeah.
Because we've got grafters. For it's all we've ever wanted. A team that tries. They do. They just needed.
You need
they
a
just
luxury.
need that help.
We need a bit of
to get them on.
You need a
which we're
luxury
not
player
getting.
now.
With the risk of moving on to the next topic, which is indeed Newcastle United. The last two signings of notability is Van Dijk. So Liverpool. So Van Dijk went from Southampton to Liverpool.
Overpriced.
75 million.
Way
Massive,
overpriced.
But that's a Liverpool where they're like overpaying for players. Right?
Isn't it that they could have bought Southampton for the money that they've given them in transfers?
It wouldn't surprise me that.
To be fair, they'll be rubbing their hands because Southampton just signed that Carrillo from Athletic. Was it from Monaco or Atletico? Atletico Carrillo.
I don't know.
Insert
19 million.
I think
spent from, so that'll be at Liverpool in like 2020, I think.
Yeah.
This is a bit unfair to compare, but like Rio Ferdinand was 27 million in comparison to Van Dijk, 75.
I
A
know.
bit unfair to compare because it was
the market's fucked now.
a different time, but
they've overpaid him, but
I'd rather have
he was
Rio.
the one they wanted. It's part of it, I would imagine, a jigsaw piece.
Yeah.
So Klopp's like, he's fitting there. I need him.
Yeah.
I want him. They're not linked with another 20-odd players. Like, it's not like, I need him and him. It's like, he's obviously, I needed him. I wanted him at the beginning of the season. Didn't get him. I want him. Somebody else is sniffing around. Everyone else is sniffing around. So, fuck it. That'll get him.
Yeah.
Just pay it.
Well, they had the money because they sold
Coutinho
Coutinho for 146 million to
Haven't they still got
Barcelona.
the money
Klopp-
technically from Suarez went.
Most likely, they've got
Like,
a big bank.
doesn't
account,
Klopp just seem like an attacking coach to you?
He doesn't
Yes.
do
He
defending.
just wants to attack,
No,
and then defenders, he'll just buy a decent defender and say defend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
just
think
wants
that's why
he just
everyone
wants-
bought into the whole Dortmund movement at the time when he was there, because it was just amazing.
It's
to
different
watch
there. There's
Dortmund.
only 2 teams, really.
Oh yeah.
At that
It's got to be. And we all know I love everything about Germany, but that's got to be the most pointless fucking football league in the world.
It's quite
Bayern Munich just snipe talent from any of the
And yet
rivals.
everyone kicks off in Germany when Leipzig come on, and it wasn't.
Did you see that thing I said about RB Leipzig?
Mm.
That was interesting.
Was that the fans? The
hate
+1 rule.
It was something to do with basically. I think everyone assumes that they're called Red Bull Leipzig, but
they're
it's
not.
It's not allowed, and essentially they've done a load of shit that goes against all the ethics that the Bundesliga has and all the rest of it. So
The final topic of our sports section is about Newcastle United's current situation. So it's been a bit of a tough old time for Newcastle United, and as you probably well know, we're all Newcastle United fans apart from Sean, who is a Manchester United fan, as you found out today.
yeah.
What's going on at Newcastle?
To be honest, I don't expect a lot.
No.
Me personally, it just feels like I'm constantly expecting less and less.
Yeah.
And they're still not meeting what I expect them to. Do you know what I mean?
What's the recent form looking like?
Horrendous.
I mean, anything below 10th, there's 6 points from 20th to 11th, I believe.
Yeah.
It's so tight at the bottom. So it may be masked by the fact that everybody's in the same boat at the minute, but it hasn't been great. The performances haven't been great. We've struggled. I mean, the last time, what was the last home game we went to, Graham? What would have the last home game been?
It was Swansea.
Swansea. And
Finished 1-1.
1-1, wasn't it? Yeah.
The last time I've seen Newcastle United win at home, now granted I missed the Crystal Palace match in October, was West Ham. It's been a long time since I've seen Newcastle United win at home. And
How were they in the Swansea game? Because that would be a similar team you'd expect to.
Started really poor.
It always seems like
We're playing away. We're playing at home like we should be playing away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think the fans are a lot to do with it, you know. I've said it for ages now.
The atmosphere's not great at all.
St. James, I remember going when I was like 17, 18.
It's different now.
And you turn up and get fucking shit-faced
You've
and
had
sing a
shit
load of
now,
songs.
though. So
Yeah.
it's like, it's not full of like the ones that were there when it was good days. They don't go anymore.
No. And it just seems tense to me. But I mean, it seems to me. I mean, yous go every fucking week. But it seems to me that either way, you'll only get a 45-minute performance. Be it
100%.
Be it first half or second half. You'll never get a consistent effort throughout the game.
You've hit the nail on the head there, because that's
It's not so much effort. The effort's there.
Or quality then.
Quality.
Yeah. But you're definitely right. There's definitely we've even said it at half time. If we've had a good performance in the first half, they're gonna take their foot off the gas. Or if they perform poorly in the first half, we're expecting something.
Yeah.
And you're right, it is. It's a common theme of it. But you look at the team, and we've said it. It's almost like we're surprised by the predictions we made at the very start of the season as Newcastle fans, that we're playing with a championship team.
Oh yeah, massively,
we are still playing with a championship team. What have we added to the squad? Very little. And we're struggling. We're surprised, and we're still not making any headway in the transfer market. One 4-month loan player.
Dwight Gale
shouldn't be a surprise, because we never do, because we've got a fat cunt in charge who doesn't like spending his money.
Yeah.
Whose other businesses profit.
Yeah.
He can go out and buy other businesses and profit off them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that fucking matters most to people doesn't give a fuck about, because it's his free fucking wheel to sponge his fucking sports direct shite all over the place and make his money that way.
He cannot and he will not.
But he can it.
Exactly.
He knows he can it. So fucking sell up and fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
And he won't do it now. He put a thing of, I'll sell it by Christmas. It was never going to fucking happen. Got our hopes up. But really, he knew it was never going to happen. It didn't fucking happen. We've got a week left in the transfer window, and we've signed one player on loan.
Borrowed a Brazilian.
We're fucking touching over. He spills his shit out to Sky Sports or his little media bitches. How we're gonna break our transfer record the first time since 2005. Which still stands at 16 fucking million pounds.
Michael Owen.
On Michael Owen, and we're going to spunk it and break it and get 20 million.
Yeah.
So we're linked with Danish.
16 million.
In the last 10 January
That's 1 million more
windows,
than Shearer.
But yeah, Shearer was 15 million in 1995.
TalkSport did a thing on the total
That's unbelievable.
of the last 10 January transfer windows, which would link in with how long he's been there, of how where we would finish on a league system, and we were bottom because we made 30 million profit over them 10 windows. Like,
guess who's top though?
I think I was too depressed to fucking read any further.
Man City. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just start. Yeah, we're rock bottom of that kind of. So the transfer business has been abysmal.
It's dire. We're arguing over a Danish lad who is going to cost. They want 20 million.
I've never heard of him before.
I've never heard of him, really. Like, I've looked at him. He looks alright, but like he only cost 3 million 18 months ago. So I can see from that point why has he gone from being 3 million to 20, and he finished top scorer last season.
Do you know what my
in a Dutch league?
Do you know what my honest? I mean, I've put in a group chat recently that I've just given up all hope. Got so excited about this buyout. So excited. I thought, maybe it's fucking over. Get out of our club, it's happening, and then it's just seemed to have died a fucking death.
Yeah.
And I put in that group chat, I've just given up all fucking hope. And I've never heard of this Nikolai Jorgensen in my life. And my opinion on it now will be, if he was any good, we wouldn't be after him.
You're right. Normally
then
that
you
is
know,
the thing.
realistically,
yeah.
But you don't know.
I've heard
because we get
and-
links with half the transfers that went through. We've been linked with them.
I know, but like I also put in a group chat as well. The last time I was even remotely excited about Newcastle was when I had that massive French influx and Ben Arthur and Marvo, Cabaye. It was around the time when Barr and Cisse came in.
Yeah.
And it was
We finished fifth.
yeah.
We finished fifth.
Yeah.
And then what did you do? Did we get James Perch or something? Was what only fucking sending us something off there?
Perchinio.
You got
It was something we followed that season
Gouffran.
up by making one
Gouffran,
signing.
yeah, he was well.
And it was like, how you finished fifth. Now's your time. Invest just to keep us in that top 10. Not we're going to push for top 4. We're going to push for the league. Not that's but like never happened. But just that would have been the time to invest. But he was never going to sell, and because now he's waiting now because the new TV fucking things is up for the Amazon will come spunk loads of money in, and he'll be like rubbing his little fat fingers looking at how much more money he can make. Maybe he'll sell it in the summer. Maybe when he's got a final total of how much money the club can bring in through TV revenues, he can then say, right, I'm selling it and I want fucking
so the money
400 million.
Are you saying the money is there?
Not yet, apparently.
So there's not money to.
There is money there. He's got fucking. There has to be money there to spend because he doesn't fucking spend now.
We
sold Sissoko for 30 million. I mean, he needs a medal for that. Getting 30 million for him.
Yeah.
But then everyone goes, but then he spent loads. He was the highest spend in the championship last season to get promoted. But we still had a massively positive net spend.
Yeah.
Wolves are spunking the money this season, but do they get the same shitey comparisons? You've bought the league. Oh, it was easy. Of course you're going to walk it. We should have walked it. The Mackham said that, and now look at them.
I'm not fucking bothered about them comparisons. If some fucking mad Saudi comes
What's it come and spunk? I'll
tell you what, you come and chuck 500 million at my club,
right.
and I will not give a flying fuck, and I'll be more than happy. Because at the end of the day, the reason I like football is there's two reasons. Two, I'm fiercely proud to be from the Northeast, but secondly, and more importantly, is that I want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And I've not been entertained by Newcastle for a long time.
No.
But you can only do what you've got at your hands.
No, of course you can, yeah. And I mean, I've just...
It's not the most attractive football Benitez it's never going to be until he gets a bit...
Everyone, I hear people saying, like, oh, well, fucking Rafa's not the fucking man you all make him out to be. And it's like, well, hang on a fucking second. Watch fucking Pep last year, or watch Mourinho. The best managers still can't fucking perform unless they've got all the fucking funds that are available to them. And Rafa's not getting it.
Pep's first season was a flop. Really?
Yeah.
Fucking right it was.
Now, he's got his
I remember
way.
saying so many times, he's
money.
been caught out now, Premier League.
He
He's
just
been caught
needed
out.
his
Fuck
time.
off, give him
Which
some
is
time.
weird, and now look at him. Benitez won't get that. I mean, his system's not the most exciting football. It won't be. Even if he had money, he still plays the same way. It's just the way he plays.
It feels like the minute Benitez is the sort of last glimmer and hope that's keeping it all together. Because we do, as much as some people don't agree with the way it's going on, it brought that prosperity when we got relegated that we had such a good manager.
Yeah.
And
Champions League manager, championship squad.
It's exactly. That's it.
But when you look at
I had some fucking arsehole at work come up to us and said, he's come a long way since Istanbul. I says, you fucking what? It was Gerard Houllier was in charge when fucking Istanbul happened. Please don't tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Don't know.
Well,
by the way,
that was Benitez,
That was Benitez.
That was Benitez.
It was Houllier.
No, when they were getting humped at Milan at half time, and then they come back and won it.
I'm good with that.
Woody,
sure that was Gerard Houllier.
Please tread carefully because I'll edit this again. Because now you can officially say who's Watford's manager.
Yeah, I can.
It's not Marco.
But that's the thing.
Gerard Houllier.
But then they had a thing.
Shut up, Graham.
But that the other day, if he was to get sacked, who would you replace him with? And the odds-on favourites and stuff like that was Mark Hughes and shit. And it's like, are you fucking kidding us?
What year was that? Liverpool.
2001.
Not 2001.
That was 2007.
6.
It was 2001.
It was when I was at uni.
It was 1984.
At the end of the day, Steve McClaren got 80 million to spunk in one transfer window. Yeah. And Benitez has got fucking out.
Yeah. And it's, there's only time will tell, but hopefully there's some action soon. And it's quite clear what we've just discussed there, that the biggest factor in all of this is it's transfers. It's getting the right players in. It's being able to spend. And it doesn't have to be billions. It just has to be something that we can...
Is this Jorgensen worth 20 million? No, he's not. But... At the end of the day, it's a foreign club looking at the Premier League going, you've got all the money. It happens to every other team. We're no different. So they won 20 million. And yet, he's going to break his transfer record, was what was leaked into the papers. By him, probably. It was going to be 20 million. They won 20 million. We'll offer 10.
Yeah.
Nope.
Then up to 15.
And then 15. Still not breaking
Rejected.
the transfer record, are you? Because you've got him and Lee Charnley sorting it.
No matter how good a coach you are, you can't
polish a fucking turd.
You can't. Yeah,
You can't polish a
transform.
I'm not saying...
You can't transform championship players into...
For years, fans have wanted, we don't
players
expect a team that wins, we expect a team that tries. And to be honest, we've got a team that tries. They're grafters. Every one of them on that pitch will graft for 90 minutes.
Even
But
Diame now, over the past
Diame
4
pulling his finger
matches.
out his arse, and he's put the effort in. But effort only gets you so far. You still need support. You still need them players to take it to that next level. And we're just not getting it. And it's just the same shite every year. And we fall for it every time.
Oh, fuck.
2005.
Rafa Benitez Istanbul Miracle inspires me.
2005.
Definitely
I could have
Benitez.
sworn it was fucking Houllier. I've had a right fucking debate.
I think
with someone.
Houllier was gone in 2002.
Oh, fucking no idea. I was like
Something like
12 or something.
So the manager of Liverpool at the time of Istanbul was Marco Silva.
Roy Evans.
So the next section, we're going to have a quick roundup of the Fantasy League. I can see Sean eagerly rubbing his thighs here, waiting for me to talk about it. So instead of starting at the top, I'm going to start at the bottom. Let's go all the way down. All the way down. Number 28 in EMR again. That is right. The reason Sean Wills is still not on the podcast because he said to me, and I quote, "Until I become anything higher than 28, I'm not coming back on the podcast." So, and he's 5 with 10 points behind Simon Hill, a regular in the bottom,
The Hillster.
and Paul Devine. Paul Devine is third bottom. He did briefly move out of it, but he's back in it again.
Not so divine.
1,078 points. Top of the league, Gareth Adams sits there proudly again. However, his gap has been cut from 60 points to only 24 points, sorry, 24 points.
24.
With a whopping 88 weak points. Number 2, Randy Savage's Sean Corrigan. Well done.
Bloody done it again, Anna.
But he's only gone and done it again.
I've only gone and done it again.
Hot on the heels of Gareth Adams. Do you think you can take him over by next podcast?
I'm just looking at it now. Yeah, why not? I think I'm on him. I'm on him like white on rice.
White on rice. Like a
yeah.
dog eating hot chips.
I think I've actually I've beaten him on the last couple of game weeks.
Yeah.
But he's staying strong. But it's just a matter of time.
Only a matter of time.
I don't know. We'll see.
Third is Rangers, Steve Rains Gardner, sitting there at 1,355 points.
Yeah.
Fourth, Willsie's Warriors, and fifth, Show Me the Morning, Liam Nicholson. Let's go to the Islanders, shall we? So we've already featured the top Islander, so let's just work our way from the bottom again. Just going to go up. I'm just having a browse.
Keep going up. Keep
there
going
he
up.
is.
Keep going up.
17th, the Scary Monsters, Adam Wood. What happened?
Fuck all.
Exactly. That's where it's at.
Poor choice of captain.
Yeah, I was just saying before. We were linked with Tosin, so I thought, I'll fucking get him in there, get him as a captain. I think he'll do a job. Did he fuck?
After all the grief you gave Sergio Aguero last week.
Did I give
last month rather?
Well, I think you said that Man City needed
Whoa!
You gave him grief.
I did not give him.
You said Man City could get a better striker than Aguero.
They can.
Yeah.
They can.
Somebody
Yeah,
actually
but he
came up to
bags
me at work and said,
Yeah.
and his exact words were, "I like that Woody. He's insightful, but I did not agree. I almost rang you, Ken, to say how strongly I disagree with Woody's opinion
I
that Man
disagreed
City
as
need
well.
a new striker." He
Aguero's
said,
been phenomenal for season on season.
Nah, he's dog shit.
"Come at me, bro."
What does insightful mean?
Insightful.
Or knowledgeable, insightful.
Or how does that apply?
Basically,
how does that
the
imply to me?
opposite of what anyone else would
If
think.
you have to ask what insightful means, I don't know.
I think there's
You may be not
definitely
insightful.
there's things that you do say and there's things that you do present, and there's a bit of insight in them. There's a bit of knowledge.
It means articulate. It means putting things across.
I'm definitely articulate.
Putting things across in a I don't know.
I've certainly never been called fucking articulate. What was the word? Insightful.
Articulate.
I've certainly I've definitely never been called articulate. Definitely never been called insightful. Before.
We'll just see how insightful you are when you're hungover.
Well, yeah. So. Whatever your name is, fuck off. My opinion.
I'm trying to play you a compliment.
Don't fucking like it. Fuck off. Go and listen to the. Yeah.
Thanks for that insight.
I'm so fucking hungover.
That was insightful.
So the next Islander in 15th place is myself. I'm happy with that. I'm pleased.
Yeah.
I'm alright. I'll accept that. It's not. It's not a great performance, but I'll take it.
When I look at you, I think there's a man who celebrates mediocrity.
2 places. Celebrates mediocrity. We can't always be top, can we?
Put your claws back.
I know, yes.
I know. Wow, kitty got claws.
No, you fucking insightful man's riled me up. Yeah.
You're the man who called you insightful.
Who was it?
He's
Do I know
5th
him?
in the fantasy league. It's Liam Nicholson.
Liam Nicholson? Fucking dick. I'm only joking, Liam.
And the top, the second, sorry, they said top Islander, Graham. I nearly gave you a wrong accolade there. In 8th, we've got...
If other Sean was here,
you would be top, but he's not. It's Sean 2.0 here.
Sorry,
who's second.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Graham, you're 8th. Are you going to get any higher than that?
I don't know. I've hit a plateau. I had a couple of free transfers I was trying to work around, and I was like, do I bring Aguero back in? Cause with Jesus being injured.
Not in Woody's opinion.
Which I didn't.
What was that? Sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
I had a few free transfers I was trying to wangle away around. I was going to bring back Aguero to replace the injured Jesus, but I didn't. I brought Firmino in, and I stuck my hatch on Harry Kane, who was banging in for hat-tricks for fun, and completely missing the obvious of Aguero and his love for fucking smashing tune. And
I just think
he
you're
did with another hat-trick. The prick.
I think it's a bit silly not to go with Aguero at the moment because he's the only option City have got, really.
Yeah.
And he's always going to play. So.
But then there's when you've got to
stick him in.
When you're trying to fiddle around free transfers.
But Graham, you've still got a couple of weapons, haven't you? You've still got your wild card. I
haven't used any wild cards.
Still got your triple captain.
I've still got my triple captain. So
I reckon you could have a late surge.
Coy, I'm waiting.
You're only 15 points behind the next position, so you could move.
I'm waiting until January's away, and then I might bang some wild cards and see what happens.
Good idea. Well, the next section is our movie lane. If you enjoy sports and you enjoy drinking, something we very much like at the Alnham Island, then we've got something for you. Here's a promo for a podcast across the pond. It's called Getting Sports with Drunk. Have a listen.
I'm the hostess Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mark.
Sheen Washable.
Nope. I'm the Red Baron.
Wow.
I'm J-Mar.
And I'm the man of many names, and
We're getting sports with drunk. Be sure to find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4. Be sure to subscribe on Podbean and iTunes. And find us on the PPRN radio network every Sunday from 12 to 1 p.m.
in our first movie lane of 2018, Sean took the briefcase of points and ran, correctly identifying True Romance. Now he sits proudly in the chair of directors, ready to deliver another epic movie lane.
It's time to take a trip down Movie Lane.
First clue, are we ready?
We're ready.
Right.
Ready.
So the first clue for this film is in the opening scene of the film, the leading lady in the film is shown with a bottle of vitamin D. Vitamin D is used for people without exposure to sunlight.
I don't know.
Nope.
I don't know for that one.
Nothing there?
Automatically, I'm thinking like vampires.
That's what I'm doing as well, yeah.
Yeah, that was my
Underworld.
Nope.
Okay.
That's a great film, though.
Give it a try,
Nothing doing there.
Kate Blanchett, was it? Kate Blanchett?
Beckinsale.
Beckinsale.
Okay,
Got
so
some cracking titties.
Right, so
vitamin D was the first clue.
Okay.
Right, second clue. Ready? Right, clue number 2. In the most iconic scene of the film, the lead male actor is shown looking into the mirror, and in the mirror scene, this is an entirely improvised scene.
Stop. Taxi Driver.
Good guess, but wrong. I thought you might go with that.
Yeah, I've just got
That was a good guess. I would have gone with that. Right. No one else?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Right. Third one. Right. Third clue is the film is based upon a genuine psychological defect or illness.
Hang on. Stop. Requiem for a Dream.
No.
No.
I was looking so intensely at you there, like, is it?
Right.
Say that clue again.
Right. The third clue is the film is based on a genuine psychological illness.
Nothing from me. No.
No.
No?
Yeah.
Right. The fourth clue, I've tried this out on a couple of people, and this is where they got it.
Oh,
No, you've hiked the bullshit.
So we'll see. Ready? Right. The fourth clue. The film's location set was in Florida, in a town called Seaside, where all the houses built in a planned development were built with white picket fences and a front porch.
Stop.
Go.
Truman Show.
We've got a winner.
Yeah! Yeah!
He's got it. He's bagged it.
Yes!
He's bagged it.
I don't. For some reason,
There you go.
white picket fences.
Yeah.
For some, I've got no connection to vitamin D.
Other
but then,
friends have got that
but
one.
when you said picket fences,
Yeah.
I then thought if they're in a studio
Yeah.
world, vitamin D, that would make
No
sense.
genuine
Yeah.
sunlight.
But if you'd not said that the sunlight bit, I wouldn't have got it. Because I wouldn't know what you're doing with vitamin D for. Fuck y'all!
Oh, you got it.
I'm just now thinking about how easy it is for me to say The Truman Show and then edit that instead and everybody celebrate me. No. Well done, Woody.
Has everyone seen that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, great
I,
film.
I,
Good film.
I don't think I would even... What was the last clue? Because I don't think I would even got in picket fences.
My last clue would have been the film was originally penciled in to be called The Malcolm Show.
Ah, well, okay.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Is that his first name in the film?
No, it's Burbank Truman.
Beerbank Truman. And
Yeah.
who is the lead woman in it? Because
I think it's Laura Linney.
I don't know. who
Blonde.
She's the girl that sort of breaks away from the
No, she's
area, isn't she?
she's the staged wife.
Oh, the stage walk here.
Yeah, and then
I would have thought you would class the female lead as the woman who like breaks him out of there. Do you know what I mean? Like that sort of
Yeah.
love interest on the side,
Yeah,
but she can.
possibly.
But yeah.
So
Okay.
How many points do I get there then?
2.
that's 2.
2. Right.
So
I
you're
didn't-
currently the leader. Then.
Can I tell you another clue that was there
Yeah.
that I didn't use? It was going to be Jim Carrey is the lead in the film,
Mm-hmm.
and on the film set, everybody on the crew was banned from using any of Jim Carrey's previous catchphrases from his previous films because they wanted to keep the serious tone of the film.
Do you know? I'm just sat here thinking now. I cannot believe I've just got that from picket fences, because
Yeah.
I could not connect. Even now, thinking about it, I don't remember a scene when he's looking in the mirror.
Oh, you must remember.
Was that when he
now.
drew the?
Yeah.
He drew the
he draws the
astronaut's
space,
helmet
the spaceman. Yeah.
and puts his face. Woo,
Yeah.
woo.
Oh, right.
He draws that on the mirror, doesn't he?
I still don't
Yeah.
remember that.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe I
Highly
got that.
improvised.
Neither can I. Prick.
Also, he never, him and Ed Harris never met each other on set.
Of course, because he's always in the control room, isn't he?
Yeah.
He talks to him via the...
Jim Carrey's
Intercom.
scenes were all done before Ed Harris did any of his scenes.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Sean, for that. Well done, Woody.
Get in.
Congratulations.
Oh, fuck, I've got to do
I
another
mean
one now.
it in the most sincere way
Oh,
possible.
yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Woody's raced ahead there now, isn't he?
Right.
By a point.
By a point.
Hey,
Wait.
I'll take it.
Oh,
Still
God.
2 more than you,
I'll
though.
take it.
What's the current scores now then?
2,
So
2-1.
2-1.
0-0.
Oh, yeah, you got
Nil
2
point.
Romans, didn't you? Right.
Manchester City, Manchester United, Newcastle United.
Okay.
Okay, so our next section is gaming. So we've had many a chat around the current and future game releases, but after getting hit straight in the nose of nostalgia with a Hadouken and a Shuriken, we're looking back to the memories of yesteryear as we sat cross-legged after school with a simplistic joypad and not a care in the world.
Oh, wow.
Gents, what was your favourite game back in the day?
So many.
Easy for me. Crash Bandicoot 3.
You've said this before, haven't you?
Yes.
Crash. So after listening to the pod myself and being on the pod, I played Crash Bandicoot the other day and
Yeah.
wow.
Did you get the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the
amazing.
remastered. And
It is
I
so
only played the first one and I was like, this is not that hard. Everyone's saying it's hard, and then I got to the level where you've got to work your way up that wall.
Yes. That's where me and
With
Corey
the-
stopped
I
playing it.
still
Is that-
haven't
yeah.
beaten
Is that
it.
with the spinning?
Yeah,
Yes.
the
spinning-
yeah.
Got right to the
planks.
top level bit, and then it just
Yeah.
it's a little flame thing. It's
Yeah.
a piece of
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I still haven't beaten. I was on game chat with these the other day. I was just like, this is worse than Dark Souls. I'm gonna snap the controller. So
How annoyed do you get with yourself where you just miss a platform?
It's infuriating.
it doesn't even seem logical sometimes. It just
It's
seems
even
to
worse
disappear.
now. Because now we're like, this fucking game is so old.
I know. How did I do it so easily on my PS1? But Crash
Yeah.
Bandicoot 3. Sean, what was your favourite back in the day?
Oh, I've got a list. I would say I was a big fan of the old school. Do you remember LucasArts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game makers.
Where do I recognise that from?
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star Wars,
Oh,
was
yeah.
it? Yeah. But they did a game called Monkey Island,
Yes.
which was unbelievable.
I never
It was-
played it.
It was a click and what do you call
Was it
them?
like an adventure game?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
bit
What was it-
bit poncy or whatever. But
Bit poncy.
Oh, Monkey Island.
I sent a picture of it to my mum the other night because I used to play it with her. We used to play it together.
I can't.
Some fond childhood memories playing that. It was
Yeah.
amazing. And also on the same genre was Indiana Jones. Click and
The
point.
click and click where you had the
Point
the-
and
the
click
choices
games.
of different. There was different conversation
Yeah,
ways you click on it, and you have to click on like a something hidden behind a statue, and you would move the statue.
yeah. Oh, they were great
I don't
games.
think
I
I
tell
ever
you,
played
just
that.
amazing games. Honestly. But then, yeah, those two were my 100% favourites when I was a kid. I like my football games. You know, the Pro Evo
I used to love Pro Evo.
and Championship Manager.
Oh,
football-
Champ Man.
And then Football Manager later were amazing. But yeah, as what if I could choose one to play, it would be Monkey Island.
Road
Amazing.
Rash.
Road Rash.
That was
So
decent.
there's a it's not a re-release, but it's a very like the same game they've released on the PlayStation 4. Like I think it's coming out. Well, it's already out. It's so soon. I remember you had the chain, didn't you? And you
Yeah.
could kick them off their bikes.
Yeah.
It was solid though.
Yeah.
It was solid.
Was everyone here a Championship Manager fan? Football
Yeah.
Manager.
I only
I've
played.
never-
Early,
never-
like
That was hours on end. That
Yeah.
game.
the
I've never-
early ones.
never played
Yeah,
it.
with one disc. You had to buy one league on one disc.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
English league, and had to go and buy
Hours
the
and
French
hours
cover
on
to
end.
get the French leagues, and there was the German one.
Oh,
It would be
I know.
90, you know, where they talk like Shearers and that with Blackburn, that kind of.
And
Yeah.
before
95.
before they brought in the engine where you could actually watch
Yeah,
the
it was
game.
just the writing on
It
the
was
screen.
just the writing
The
and
flash.
flashing.
When you scored,
when
yeah,
you scored a goal.
There was no cheat as well you could do to get loads
It
of
was-
money.
There was
Sign
what-
anybody for free. It's a
Yeah.
little glitch you could
There was
get.
also you could take full control, and if you had you could do something with the opposition's positions. So you could basically take that keeper out and put a striker in. So you'd win like 82-0 and stuff. It was amazing. It was so good. I used to do it all the time. I used to cheat.
I
Graham-
used to do the old save it before a big game.
Yes.
Yes.
I still do that on FIFA now.
If you lose the game,
Switch
fuck
it off and start again.
quit,
Yeah.
reload. Yeah, only cheating yourself.
Spyro the Dragon.
Sometimes.
Spyro.
These
We
things
someone
happen.
mentioned this at work. That Spyro the Dragon
Yeah.
was so good.
I used to love Spyro.
What a legend he was.
He was.
It was such a nice little place you were, weren't you?
Yeah.
Just with your little island and
Croc.
little Croc.
Can you remember Croc?
Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sega
Sega Saturn.
Sega
That's what I played
Saturn.
that
Yeah.
one.
Shit, the best.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of like Tekken as well.
Tekken was
Like,
really good.
Tekken 3. I can't remember what any of the characters were
I was
called.
never really into my beat 'em ups.
Was the one called King, which had like a lion's head?
Yeah, he's a wrestler.
Yeah.
And he had a tag team partner as well. I can't remember what he's called.
Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage. I've got it on
Golden
my phone
Axe.
right now. If you go on your Android now, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think it's on Apple as well. But if you type in Sega Classics, there's about 20 games that are
Yeah,
released for your
That
phone.
was a hell of a game.
There's
Golden Axe.
Golden Axe.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
Sonic 1 and
Golden
2 is
Axe
on
was
there at the minute.
amazing.
Alex Kidd.
Don't think that's on the. But yeah, that was a good game.
Oh,
Um,
Metal Gear Solid.
well, that was mine.
Oh,
just
sorry.
to prove it though, I've got Metal Gear Solid 1 for the
Sorry.
PS1.
I
yeah, that was-
I have never played Metal Gear Solid.
Oh,
You are dead to me.
fantastic
Any
game.
of them. Never
So
played it.
yeah, Metal Gear Solid 1 was so I never played the Metal Gears, which were like on the Nintendo, like very
really?
like top down kind of really
Didn't know
cartoony.
that.
But Metal Gear Solid 1, and the only reason I bought it was how last pod you were talking about when you had, I believe it was you, it's about what you got the chipped games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the first time I ever went so I got that done round the corner,
Yeah.
and then she used to provide like a full sheet of games you could request and buy. And I remember one of them, I was looking at descriptions, it would be like beat 'em up, action, adventure, RPG, whatever. And then there was one which just said unbelievable. And it just said something, one word, and I was just like, what? Like best game ever. So I was like, I'll have that, and it was Metal Gear Solid 1. And oh
So good.
god.
So good.
I prefer Metal Gear Solid 2, but I bought Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PS3 when I had that, because you can get it
Yeah.
remastered one. I thought, what a game.
I'd say-
So
Two
good.
other games have just popped in my head. I just have to say them. Command and Conquer
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
was very good.
Yeah.
I was never any
And
good at it.
Commandos.
Commandos.
Yes, it was similar. But you had a squad of 4, didn't you?
Yeah.
Something like that.
And you'd have like
Yeah,
the
was it-
Green Beret and
Yeah.
the
Top down, like, control and movement.
I'll tell you
That
what,
was
I
good.
can almost guarantee everybody here has played, whether it be in your home or at an arcade, Time Crisis.
Time Crisis. I used to love Time Crisis.
What?
And Point
That
Break.
was a shooter.
Point
Point
Break.
Blank.
Point Blank.
Point Blank.
Yes.
That was
Time
amazing.
Splitters on the PS1.
Die Hard 2. I
Yes,
remember
yeah.
having that when you had the gun and you'd fire
Duck
it at your
Hunt.
telly. Yeah.
I thought you said something else there. I was like, Sean.
What?
Dropping the C-bomb, sorry. No.
A game I remember playing loads with one of my mates from back home was it Time Splitters 2?
Yeah.
And it was like the original like shoot 'em up forum where you chuck loads of people in a room and they all shoot each other. It was amazing. We
It wasn't
absolutely
it wasn't
fucking-
the original one.
It might not be the original.
GoldenEye was like...
GoldenEye
yeah,
was the
yeah.
first sort of
I remember
multiplayer.
I used to like the James
First-
Bond games actually.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still
Do you
got
know
that now.
I've never really bought into the whole Nintendo Mario franchise.
No?
Never really. It's never grabbed us by the bollocks. In fairness,
Yeah.
and I don't know why, but
Graham, what was your favourite?
Yeah, well, because obviously I'm old, so it was like Pong. No, seriously. Where you mentioned LucasArts there, and that brought back memories of the countless hours in the arcades on the old, the one where you'd sit there and you'd fly there over the Death Star, and it was really
Yes.
shitty graphics, but you were in like a TIE
yes,
fighter. Can you remember that one?
yeah, I remember that.
Money I used to spend. There was that international soccer or virtual striker. What was
Virtual Soccer.
Virtua.
Do you
Virtual. It was
Virtua Striker.
something like that
Yeah,
in
I
the
remember that,
arcades, and you'd
Virtua,
always
yeah.
win the first few games. You'd be like mint, and then,
Yes.
and then it would like FIFA fucking cheat you.
Is it where I had the
Like,
joystick and the red and the blue
Yeah.
buttons? Yeah, I remember.
you always used to win the first two, and then you get the final, and then you got absolutely fucking mullered.
Okay, remember FIFA 99, and more importantly, you can remember Funk Soul Brother. Check it out.
Yeah.
with
Is that
the
is that the one where they had the indoor?
Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Indoor
Ginola
game.
on the front of that one? Was that Ginola or was that
97,
97?
wasn't it?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Fairly
Ginola
sure
did.
Ginola was 97.
Yeah.
Chip games, mate. I didn't get covers. I just got handwriting on a disc that said FIFA.
That's that. Other than that, there was the old,
Spelt wrong.
there's the Mega Drive classics of
FIFA.
Earthworm Jim.
What you saying?
Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim, yeah.
Jim.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
Chuck Rock.
Oh,
That was another classic.
Lemmings.
Lemmings, yes.
yeah.
Lemmings, yeah.
So many. Worms.
Worms, yeah.
Worms
yeah.
was good,
Yeah,
mate.
Worms
Yeah.
is
What a
amazing.
strategy game that was, man.
It was, yeah.
Fucking.
That was the game I couldn't remember. There was one on the MXX. I used to love that. Old disc drive and put your cassettes in.
Oh, yeah.
There. And there was one. It was a bit like Worms, where it was two monkeys, like King Kong, either side of like a New York.
Rampage.
I don't think it was Rampage. And literally, you took turns throwing these exploding bananas. Our fucking
Exploding what?
bananas.
Bananas. Do you mean a banana? Banana.
Exploding bananas.
Where this fucking
Exploding
this
bananas.
New York City skyline, and you blow the buildings.
That's
trying to
the
get you
episode
down.
name, by the way. Exploding bananas.
Bananas.
But no, I can't remember what the game was called, but I used to spend a bit of time. And I used to pass it off from now as I was learning me maths and me fucking trigonometry and that about me angles.
Trigonometry,
yeah.
Angles and all that
Angles.
shit, when really I was just an excuse to play a video game.
Just thinking about retro games, but have you been to an arcade recently? Do you know there's like the Namco Funscape in the Metro Centre?
Yeah.
So when you go in, like, it does. I mean, they're not the original games, but there was one where it's like you sit in a Batmobile and you're driving
Yeah.
around the streets of Gotham in a Batmobile. And it's incredible. There's a Star Wars one.
Driver.
Oh, that was.
I remember
Driver
being,
was solid. Can you remember when you had to do the in the car lot? And you had to do the
Yeah,
slalom, and
driving
it was
test.
impossible.
Yeah.
Do you remember being absolutely gobsmacked by like the Wii?
Yeah.
Where you could add, where you
Wii
Never,
not?
never been a fan
where
of
you
the Wii.
could where you could.
In fact, I used to hate that period of time when you'd bought a Wii because everyone would want to play Wii bowling around yours, and I just.
But it was good. It was.
I
good.
never bought into
So
it.
I thought it was good, and I really enjoyed the fact that you'd be up and about and active.
Yeah.
However, the illusion was broken so quickly by Sean Wills.
Sean Wills doing it from the centre.
Yeah, Sean, he didn't need to be standing up where we were all doing a full-on action, like, you know, holding the remote
So he's
up
just
to your
flicking his
face.
wrist.
He would lie on the couch, one hand down his pants, other hand on the Wii remote. You just flick it and get a strike every time. He hasn't changed
flick
a
it
bit.
because-
Spawny little shit.
It'd flick
But it's
what?
not. He's a wanker. he spends most of his time masturbating. It's just, he's just carried it on through
Look at
life.
the flick of the
There
wrist.
you go, a little flick of the wrist. His hand never even left. You've just said his hand down his pocket. It was just an extension of his
It was I.
Yeah.
His wanking clap.
Does anyone remember Sensible Soccer?
Sensible.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
They
decent.
tried bringing it back, and there was another fob off PS game on the PS4 you can get, which
Yes,
is
yeah.
a similar idea, but it'll never get. You can never reenact Sensible Soccer.
That was the worst graphics you could ever imagine,
But the most addictive
but
game.
really good. Yeah.
Do you remember that cunt off Geordie Shore? Who's got the brand 11 Degrees North?
Fucking George.
Gaz.
Gaz.
Gary Beadle.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Did he ever go Jeremy Beadle?
Beatles about. My strong
Take my strong hand.
Did he ever go in his shop in the Metro Centre?
Yeah.
Nah.
They had a massive screen with FIFA on at the back,
Yeah.
didn't they?
I could safely say he wouldn't make clothes to fit me.
Do they still do that in gaming shops where they put controllers out?
Yeah, well,
they're all
so-
fucked and they never work because we've got no way to
Yeah.
test
That-
them.
Have you been to the, again, I'll reference the Metro Centre, but the game in the Metro Centre has got its own gaming section now. So you pay about, I think it's 15 quid for about 4 hours. And then they've just got, there's about 8 screens in this, like, kind of darkened area.
Yeah.
And you just, they're all buckets, like Recaro bucket seats.
Yeah.
You choose whatever game you play, and you just sit there with your mates, and it's all LAN connected, so you could bring 8 people along and have a 4-on-4 on COD or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's fair, it's a really good idea, and they sell like loads of drinks and sweets and stuff as well. There's a VR section you can go and pay like a $5 for an hour on VR or 20 minutes on VR. They do competitions there and stuff, so that's kind of the next level. But they don't just have, not many of them have the consoles out to play anymore.
I remember.
It's not like game shops around anymore, is there?
No.
They're sort of fading.
I remember at university we used to have, me and my friend would play Champ Manager against each other, but before the days of wireless, really.
Yeah.
Well, we had wireless, but we had to connect our computers with a
Yeah, LAN
big
connected.
yellow
yeah.
wire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Local area
Don't
network.
need to do that anymore, do we?
No. Well, if you've got a favourite retro game you'd like to get in touch and tell us about, please get in touch at Facebook, Twitter, or contact at alnhamislandpodcast.co.uk. So our final section of the episode is where we try and blow each other's minds. Mind blow. So in this section, we're going to try and blow each other's minds. We've all had a look at some facts or some stories, and we're going to see how much we can get a reaction out of each other. Who'd like to go first?
You need to go first with this one that you teased me on earlier on.
Go on.
Excuse me if I don't know the entirety of it all. I'll try and explain as best I can and why it's mind-blowing. So, I only found this out yesterday, and I had a couple of just generic facts which I thought might blow your mind, but this one actually did blow my mind. When I couldn't get my head around it, and whether you grasp whether the actual concept of it blows your mind or the fact that this is an actual thing, I'll leave it up to you. But Tom DeLonge, Blink 182.
Tom fucking DeLonge.
This is all for you, Woody, because I know how much you love Blink 182. Now, do you know what he's up to these days?
I heard he left Blink 182 to... Apparently he's had loads of businesses for years and years and years, and he tried to leave a few times and they talked about it.
Yeah, so he started a business.
Yeah.
He spent the past 2 years in secret for 2 years, and he's opened a company called To the Stars. And now he's opened To the Stars Academy of Science and Space.
He's
Science and Art, sorry.
He is obsessed with aliens.
This is
UFOs,
it. Yeah. Now, there's one thing being obsessed with aliens, and there's one thing, and I'm not going to get into the whole conspiracy theory aspect, but this is, to me, mind-blowing. So what he's done is he spent 2 years and he's spoken with a number of government officials, undisclosed organisations that he can't speak of.
Yeah.
And he's basically started this company. Now what he's doing is he's combining science and entertainment. So he's gathered, and I'm not even joking, if you watch, there's a live broadcast of them announcing this company.
Yeah.
He's gathered 5 of probably the most official people you can ever imagine. Like, it's ridiculous, right? So he's got... So of the 5 people, I'll just name some of their titles. One of them's a former senior intelligence service in the CIA.
Yeah.
One's a theoretical physicist, creator of the CIA psychic spy program. One of them's the director of advanced systems for this really big kind of engineering company. One of them was in the Department of Defense. He was a senior officer of Secretary of Defense. And the final one is he was a deputy assistant of Secretary of Defense as well. Okay. So he's gathered these people together. So what they're suggesting, and he's gone about it the right way, because he's not saying as aliens exist. What they're saying is...
Hang on a second. They actually released a song called Aliens Exist.
Right, okay.
Hey mom, there's something in the back room. Hope it's not the creatures from above.
Where are you?
Where are you?
So what they're saying is, okay, so they're researching and they want to implement and innovate advanced aerospace technology that already exists but being kept secret by the government. Right, okay. Now, they believe there's this technology out there, and they've all acknowledged it, and some of them have been working on it in the past. But what they're saying is it's being kept hidden and kept out of the public eye. Now, because of stuff that he did, the Wall Street Journal actually published saying... that the government came out and said over the past, I believe it was 5 years, they've spent $22 million researching into UFOs. And it's the first time the government's ever acknowledged they've done this. But what he's doing, he's combining, they've released loads of books, like fiction books, but entwined in that are loads of secrets that he's found out. And people have like acknowledged that he's doing that. But they've already accumulated $2.5 million worth of investment into this company, and they've also released videos which are kind of proving that there is, like I said, they never reference that it's an alien. What they're referencing is there's this spaceship type thing, and they want to build one with this advanced technology, and it's just it's the level it's gone to, like and the people he's got on board this team that do this, it's just absolutely outstanding.
So he's trying to build a spaceship.
Essentially, they're saying that there's this material which isn't known to humans or the public, that like advanced propulsion systems. Yeah. Like people have been working on it. Like, so when you see,
well, I reckon that's going to be the limitation of what humans can do. Is going to be what they can do further analysis and research, but. Because they reckon they could actually do this traveling at the speed of light, but the human body just would not be able to handle it. So that's going to be the limitation of is physically what humans could do.
Yeah.
And if you have, you fucking know how much I used to love Blink 182 when I was a kid. I think you talked me out of getting a Blink 182 tattoo.
We did, yeah. Should have got it, you know.
Thank you for that, by the way. But yeah, I used to have a DVD. I used to have so much Blink 182 stuff. And I had a DVD, and it was called Harder, Faster, Faster, Harder. And it was basically just a video of them on tour. But one of the extras on that was like an hour-long feature of just Tom DeLonge talking about aliens.
Yeah.
And he used to spend so much time, and he'd go to like Area 51, and he'd just sit and yeah, so he is obsessed with it. And he was big on conspiracies as well.
Yeah.
He started talking about all these hidden government agencies that were like 10 floors underground and all the rest of it. Yeah.
So he's even explained
Tom DeLonge. That's a fucking
it's
throwback.
Now, so one of my final bit on this, which just like I said, was their actual mission statement. So what they say is, we believe there are transformative discoveries within our reach that will revolutionise the human experience, but they can only be accomplished through the unrestricted support of breakthrough research, discovery, and innovation.
What's the human experience?
I think they're saying that there's
just life,
and I think what they're saying is, with this technology, it could improve our lives as a whole. Vastly, like travel.
There's no McDonald's on Mars.
Well, there's not. But so, I mean, some of the stuff, like I said, beamed energy propulsion launch systems, advanced electrogravitic propulsion. There's so many things, but it
just sounds like a stupid cunt with loads of money.
Well, this is the thing. So my two things are, he's either put this together as a ridiculously well organised prank, so to speak.
He's banging into it.
Not a prank, but what I mean is that he's put it together to make more money from it and really kind of publicise this idea. Or there is some genuine stuff behind it where he's got, and it's, I mean, decide for yourselves. Have a look. If you search on YouTube, they've released 3 videos which have got, anytime you see a UFO, it's on a shaky camera. Well, this one was taken from a F-18 fighter jet, I believe. So it's got all of its, you know how if you see a camera of an F-18 jet, it's got all of the kind of markings to dictate like speed, latitude, longitude. There's a footage of this crazy looking thing do some crazy looking stuff. So, but it was just mind blowing that this is actually a thing, and it only came out over the past couple of months. Or it'd be mind blowing if this is true. So there you go.
I've got one for you.
Go for it.
So, I don't know if you guys have ever heard. This is me saying this off the top of my head. So, people always say, don't they, scientists always say, that the universe is expanding.
Yeah.
Is everyone aware of that theory?
Yeah.
So the universe is always expanding, but they don't know what it's expanding into, and all the rest of it. So, something else to do with that is that it's been expanding ever since the Big Bang, right? So obviously the Big Bang happened, theoretically, and the universe has been expanding ever since. But what they reckon is that sooner or later this force that's expanding the universe is going to start to retract. So essentially it's still an explosion.
Right.
So say for I don't know how old they reckon the universe is. Say it's 1 million years old. So over 1 million years it's been expanding, and then at some point it's gonna start fucking retracting, and then like all gonna fucking so over a similar period of time the universe will start retracting then, and that's gonna fuck up everything. We'll be a lot fucking humans will be extinct.
We'll be on episode 10 by then. So.
So I thought that was pretty fucking nuts, because it's just something that mankind has absolutely zero control or influence over.
That is.
I've got something very similar to that.
Yeah. Bruce Willis would save the day. It would be fine.
Bruce Willis, mate. Yeah.
I've got something very
similar.
similar.
Alive then.
Go on.
Very similar that we've got no control over.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hum while holding your nose.
Very true. Yeah. I'm sort of humming there. I'll say I'm humming. I think I've floored your fact there. As long as you open your mouth, you're all right.
I've got the bass with, so that's technically humming.
Yeah, fuck that one. No.
I thought that was on a similar wavelength to that. It was pretty
similar wavelength.
pretty deep.
Just quickly going back to your point, I was watching again whilst lavishly searching the internet for a mind-blowing fact that was actually mind-blowing. One of them was like Joe Rogan had his mind blown by this guy. If you get a chance, look at that video. It's similar to what you're saying. It's a bloke explaining about the expanding universe. But what he was saying is, there's potentially like a multiverse, so we would be able to see, if you know what I mean, like other universes and other outside of that. But because it's expanding at a rate that light can't travel faster than it's expanding, would never be able to see it. But he was saying, and it was pretty much the same thing he was saying, but he kind of expanded on it a bit.
I think you two have got a bit higher brow than.
But it's like a
Definitely gone higher brow than me.
It's a 6-minute video. Definitely check it out.
Here goes the other question then, right? So I'm not religious at all. I don't like to branch myself as an atheist, but
As a heathen.
Yeah. So I remember the old military stations have a padre, which is like a fucking priest that walks around trying to feel you up and that.
Father Bulger, yeah.
And Father Bulger, fuck yeah, there's a throwaway. And I remember he came up to me when I was in basic training, and they just walk around and talk to people and that. And I says to him, I went, I'm not disrespecting any of your thoughts or beliefs or anything. I said, but how do you justify believing in God when science proves so much? And it's only recently I've started thinking that, how do you actually know that science is like a gauge, it's like a measurement. And I'm not really, don't get it wrong, I'm not turning around saying I believe in God, right? But
he's turning to the Lord.
But it's just, it's fucking mental.
How do you know a fact is a fact?
How do you know a fact
Well,
is a
isn't it
fact?
the whole thing that everything's a theory until it's disproven by another theory?
Fact is theory until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's this theory that you if you believe in one, you can't believe in the other. You're either religious or you prefer to listen to science.
Yeah.
But what's to say that science isn't just measuring what a god has created? I'm not buying into that personally, because basically where you live dictates which god you believe in, which is just bollocks, because it's alright, well, if you're Indian, you believe in fucking what's the Indian god called? Hindu? No. Buddha.
Vishnu.
Buddha,
No. Vishnu. Fuck knows. Something like that. Or if you're in America or England or fucking wherever, you're likely to be a Christian, which just shows that essentially it's just a trend.
Yeah.
It's just a trend. And everyone believes in a god from their local areas, but they don't believe in the other gods, and it's just fucking ridiculous.
You boys believe in Alan Shearer?
Yeah.
He is a god up these parts.
No, I mean, it's a fucking very deep subject, but
Can we go a bit light-hearted now?
yeah, go for it. Yeah,
Go a couple of light-hearted ones.
you got to remember that me and Ken used to smoke a lot of weed, so humming with your mouth shut, we probably didn't talk about. We used to fucking get really deep. Do you remember we watched Planet Earth?
Planet Earth.
And there was the trees that
Yes.
that are older than Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god!
So I watched another episode of Planet Earth to try and get some mind-blowing facts, but I was just watched it and enjoyed it. So, so I know you said you had a few more. Graham, do you want to go with one before we go back to Sean?
Graham's
No. They can go first.
Okay, Sean, go for it.
Right. Lobsters are immortal.
Yes.
Is this?
I seen this one when I was browsing.
Is this the same as jellyfish as well? Where no recorded lobsters died of old age, only by external influences?
Lobsters are immortal. They don't die of old age. They only grow bigger, and until an outside force kills them.
So in theory, if I bought a lobster and kept it in this room for 100 years, we're gonna have like a fucking Dr. Zoidberg type thing.
A 6'2" lobster.
I think there's a.
I'll be cooking you for dinner.
I think there's a limit to how big they grow, but they just grow. They just grow.
But you could get an army of lobsters, right?
And then just
But
exist.
it's never been biologically proven that they die of old age.
And that's what jellyfish. They're immortal as well, aren't they?
That's got to be just a timescale thing, because nothing can just. Mrs. Nerg.
We should.
Mrs. Nerg.
We should test this
out. You can't
We should
just live forever.
We should have a lobster as the mascot of.
Okay, the Alnham Island.
I'd end up eating that son of a
lobster.
bitch. Sorry, but it would just sit there for so long.
Graham just shouting Thermidor at the thing.
Oh.
It's a Chianti.
I've got 2 more.
Go on.
Can I give 2 more?
Yeah, come on.
Just quick. Right. Anatidaephobia is the fear of somewhere in the world a duck is watching you.
That's fucking ridiculous.
That's the true thing.
Anyone that has that fear deserves to have that fear. Because if you're that fucking retarded, like you think that...
They'll have a compo face on the
Right.
sun.
Yeah.
I actually have 2 more. I just have to say 2 more.
Yeah.
Right. One country separates North Korea and Finland.
Russia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 that's crazy. Oh, I thought it was. Last one. People say bless you when you sneeze because your heart stops for a millisecond.
I'd heard differently with that. I'd heard people say bless you because it's like apparently it's the devil trying to leave your body or something like that. So that when people say bless you, it's because you're in a demon trying to get out. I don't know if that's true. Well, obviously it's not true.
I'd heard the hard stopping one before, but thank you for that, Sean.
That's me done. Yeah.
Go on, Graham. You've been hyping this one up all day. God, go on then.
Well, no, I test the waters to make sure I wasn't going to make a mug of
It's
myself.
better be mind blowing, by the way.
I hope so. Well, I was thinking of the mind blowing facts. I knew these 2 fuckers would go highbrow with some fucking 10-page essay. And, my homework consists of a Google trip on the way down. So I was Googling for things like, I think it was 2013, some Chinese scientists grew a human tooth from piss.
That's fucking mental.
Which that blew my mind, and I was like, it's not hard to blow my mind. That's why I had to like think and keep going. There was the Cards Against Humanity, who in 2015 pulled all their copies of the game and replaced it with a box called Bullshit, which literally contained bullshit.
Yeah.
And sold 30,000 copies as a proof that he'll buy fucking anything if it's due
Wow.
on Black Friday.
Yeah.
But the thing I came with, which I had
Here
to
we
test
go.
the water before when I asked you, and you all looked at us like, well, I don't know, and give us some random answers. Obviously true. And I actually heard of it before because my better half, with our obsession with Scotland and Outlander,
God, yeah.
it came up at one point and she told us it. So I'm going to ask you, what is the national animal of Scotland?
Unicorn.
It'll be.
You fucking dickhead.
What?
Is it?
What?
You dick!
Shut up, man.
I ruined it.
Before all them questions like Osprey,
It's
fucking
done.
eagle.
I have not Googled
Fucking-
how's the joke.
You dick!
Do I get the points? Yeah!
Well,
So awesome.
well.
Did it.
Unicorn.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
I was just
I
about
feel
to
that's
say.
ruined your moment.
You have?
I was just about to say it'll be something shit.
Like a golfer.
No, it was a unicorn.
Oh.
I'm surprised it's not like a Highland coo.
Well, that's what I thought. I was like, a fucking
the
stag.
unicorn-
A stag,
Yeah.
a big majestic stag. It's a unicorn. And Mr. told us that and thought she was fucking insane.
The unicorn
I
is
was
a
like, shut up,
mythical beast.
What a guess, by the way.
Pretty much it is. It seems like an odd choice, but
Well, it
It's
seems like at least that
a country
they're
famed for its love for long history of myth and legend. So it's plausible and it's fucking true, and you've just shit on it.
But at
So-
least at
Should we-
least-
Shit on a unicorn.
Should we re-record it and we'll pretend like we're really surprised?
Ken shit
That
on a
works very
unicorn.
well, actually. There you got it.
at least the
That
Scottish,
might be the podcast. Ken shit on a unicorn.
I fucking knew I shouldn't have said nothing before. If I'd said nothing before and just saved it and run the risk of saying it, and you'd all going, it's a unicorn, and me being, it's just me being like thick thin. I would have got away. Yeah.
Well, at least Scotland's national animal is about as realistic as the chances of getting into a World Cup.
Come at me, bro.
I'm fucking dabbing everywhere.
Shouldn't you have done this for Wales?
I was going to say it should be Wales because they still haven't downloaded it.
Should be
Fucking
Wales.
Well, we've only had,
shag.
to be fair, we've had no downloads in Wales, but since November the 1st, we've only had one download in Scotland, so there's one Scottish person downloaded it.
Fuck Scotland.
Just
Well, I've
rare,
mentioned Scotland at least 4 times on this podcast.
as
so
rare
there
as
you go.
unicorn shit.
They'll be like,
Yeah, unicorns.
I'm not listening to that English podcast shite.
Pesh. Pesh. That English pesh.
Pash.
Don't you tell me that
Bush.
unicorns are not real?
I fucking hate England.
It's a national bloody animal.
Yeah. It's a
what's
bloody,
that- what's
it's a
our
bloody horse with a seat on its head.
A seat. Why would you say? Oh, aye. Woody with his massive sausages and
Homophobia.
Ron Atkinson sitting on horns.
I'm going to push back on a unicorn.
Can't believe you got that, mate.
Imagine if it sneezed.
Fucking twat.
The devil's trying to escape me.
That's going to go in the fucking cabana. Things you hate. Fucking people that ruin things.
Ruin blowing my
Oh,
mind.
Ruin moments.
I thought you were going to say Scotland.
That's it for episode 7. It's been a bloody pleasure having you with us today. We hope you've enjoyed your stay on Alnham Island. Do join us on the 15th of February for the cabana, and the topic is...
Things I hate.
Until then, check out our Facebook and Twitter page and our official website, alnhamislandpodcast.co.uk, and please do get in touch. Until then, check out our Facebook and Twitter page and our official website, www.alnhamislandpodcast.co.uk, and please do get in touch. So, say auf Wiedersehen, Woody.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Say adios, Graham.
Adios.
Say au revoir, Sean.
Au revoir.
Sayonara.
I stand around and Judy's cat. I stand around and it's standing. It's around and it's done. And I'm around and it's stubby cat. And then around and it's stubby cat. 1, 2, 3. Standing on and it's standing on a man. Yes, that 1, 2, 3. Right.
Harrison, that's enough. That's enough.
Well done.
Brilliant.
Well
That was
done.
great.